up, brothers? Hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm LFA. Well, not exactly. I'm a computer-generated version of LFA. And while we're waiting on LFA to show up, why don't you grab yourself a drink and get ready for the show? I don't think this show is going to be that great. But honestly, is the LFA show ever really that great? Fuck it. Who knows? Maybe something good will happen. Anyways, LFA will be here in just a minute. Hang tight. Bang. Welcome everybody to LFA Live. I didn't really have much to talk about today. Been a boring ass week. Not much has happened. The rest of the manosphere is talking about Destiny's divorce or some shit like that. I don't really care. As a matter of fact, I think it's below me to discuss somebody else's divorce. So I'm not going to do that. Even though I know a lot of people probably want to talk about it. Anyways, shout out to the chat. We've got Marlon White in the house. We've got Jeremy, Jeff Thornburg, R. Gratz, Dylan Islander, Adriana Flowers, Austin Gray, Strong Body and Mind, and much, much more. Good to have you guys all here. I don't know what we can even get into today. Some girl sent me a link to a video that she made. I don't know if I want to. All right, I don't want to watch that. Some video reacted to me talking about single moms, but I don't want to go play it. I don't feel like watching myself. All right. Where do I start? Let's get into the food industry. What do you want to talk about the food industry? I have no idea. Anyways, while I'm looking for something to watch, now, anyways, yeah, I mean, I can pull it up. I can pull up the video of the girl reacting to me. I don't know if I want to.
Highest I can claim.
I know it's expensive, but most likely I have higher income than the men very often in many situations. So
see, I don't want to watch it. I think she was like really nice. I don't think it seems like a good video. I mean, I don't, it seems like a good video, but not a good one to react to. She seemed like a nice lady, nice girl. And she sent me an email saying that she reacted to it. But one thing that I'll say about single moms, I think women who are mothers, I think mothers are a beautiful thing. Like, honestly, when I see a woman with a gaggle of kids walking with her, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think women make great mothers. And that goes without saying. I just don't support single mothers. That's the thing. Because single mothers do not, well, it's not the fault of single mothers usually. It's just that kids need a mother and a father. Fathers need their kids. Mothers need their kids. The family needs to stick together. So anytime children are raised by a single mother, the children suffer and the father suffers. And a lot of single mothers don't understand that. It's like you have we have two phases of our lives. Everybody has two phases. Some people only have one phase. The first phase is you are a child. The second phase is you are a parent. That's it. That's life. Some people never enter that second phase, and that's fine. I have yet to enter that second phase myself. But you live like a child until you have a child. Then you have to live like an adult, like a parent. And if you make a decision, whether it's a good decision or a bad decision to have a baby with somebody, you stay with that person. That's it. That's just where I draw the line. You know, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's a good thing. Even if you get somebody, if you have a baby with somebody that you absolutely fucking hate, too bad. You made that decision. You have to stay together now. Rodrigo Nay recently posted that I lost my contacts, and this one girl that I met in college sent me her number. When I texted her, she said, yay. But when I asked her out, she ghosted me. I'm confused. Well, look, if she ghosted you, just let her go. Don't be confused. There's never a reason to sit around and be confused about why a girl's not texting you back, why she blocked you, why she disappeared from your life. There's never a reason to sit around and worry about that or be confused. You've already got your explanation. She's gone. Okay. If she wanted to be there, she would be there, but she's not. She's gone. So let her go. There's no point. I know people want the advice of like, well, how do I get her back? And yes, there is a route that you could go to get her back technically, but first we have to teach self-respect. And when a woman ghosts you, an act of self-respect is to let her go. So let her go. What are your thoughts about dating a stripper? Also on going to strip clubs just for the entertainment. Do you have strong opinions or views on this? I don't go to strip clubs. It's never interested me to throw out a bunch of money to watch girls get naked when, in fact, it is much easier and much cheaper just to send a girl a text and have her come over and get naked and actually have sex with you. My thoughts on dating strippers. Well, I've done it once. Well, we didn't really date. We weren't very serious, but it was all sex. So the perks of dating a stripper are she is good at one thing, and that's being a whore. And she will be a whore for you because strippers need love too. They need a relationship. They need a man. So if you're willing to be her man, yeah, she'll rock your world. She'll give you hot porn star sex all the time. Probably even give you threesomes, you know, whatever you want. Strippers are good. They're professionals in the bedroom. So that's the only perk. The bad part is she's probably got some really fucked up psychological issues. She'll probably be fucking other dudes behind your back, sugar daddies, and, you know, just random people. And she might just have screws loose. She might just be sucking dick for no reason. Dating a stripper, not the wisest decision. Well, dating one is okay, but entering like a real relationship with one, terrible idea. But do what you want to do. Stephen Gilbert, yeah, you're unblocked, by the way. I don't know who blocked you, but looks like you're back. Good to have you back. Beautiful life in the house. When you're LFA, you can just text a woman to come over and get naked. Well, look, it's not just me. And honestly, I think it's the way that I talk to them. Okay. My conversations with women when it comes to, you know, let's say I'm trying to hook up with a woman. My conversations are very direct. And I'm not afraid to send a girl a text and say something like, I'm going to make you take your clothes off as soon as you walk in the door. Now they know I'm not an asshole. They know I'm not that bad of a guy, but when you send texts like that, they usually just do it. you know? But if you're trying to beat around the bush and be like a nice guy and like, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, normally you turn them off and they don't see you as like that dominant guy that they want to have sex with. You know what I mean? You just got to be direct, be dominant. And if they don't see you that way, let them go. Thoughts on dating a Hooters girl? I don't know, a Hooters girl. I'll tell you what. I dated not a Hooters girl, but very close to where I live, there's a local restaurant, really popular restaurant in Tulsa. The owner of it is a Lebanese guy. He's like an old school Lebanese pimp. He used to be a male stripper. Apparently that's where he attained his wealth. He was a male stripper and his stripper name was Tallywhacker. And don't ask me how I know that. I used to work with a lady that used to visit the guy in the strip club and she used to tell me all about him. Anyways, he owns a restaurant and he hires nothing but young, hot girls with perky tits, pretty faces, you know, sort of like Hooters, but he hires very hot girls. And I dated a girl that worked at his restaurant. The problem is I knew for a fact this dude fucked every waitress that worked for him. And he had no problem doing it because he was an old school pimp type of guy. He would hire these pretty women, you know, and he was probably in his 40s. And he would hire girls fresh out of high school, 18, 19 years old, really hot. He had some MILFs in there in their 30s too, but mostly like 18, 19-year-olds. And it really sucked because the girl that I was dating was the hottest girl that worked there. And she was, I think at times she was like 22. I was like 30. I knew that he was drilling her because every time I would go in there, like every time I'd stop by to like pick her up or whatever, he would just give me this weird fucking look like, you're fucking one of my bitches. And, you know, I couldn't really be mad at the guy because it was his bitch. It was one of his bitch. She worked for him, right? So technically, he was the one telling her what to do all day long. I was just fucking some dude on the side, right? But you know, whatever. That's the way pimping goes, right? He was an old school pimp. I didn't take her too serious, but she was hot. And if you work with a Hooters girl, I mean, if you date a Hooters girl, which I've never done, I've dated a Buffalo Wild Wings girl, a few of those back in the days. And dude, if you don't think girls that work in jobs like that are screwing the supervisors, dude, wake the fuck up. It's just the way it goes. Anytime you have an establishment like that, whether it's Hooters, Buffalo Wild Wings, local restaurant, you usually have one manager and he's the dude that comes in. He's usually not like the coolest dude in the world, but you know, he got his bachelor's degree and he decided to use it at Buffalo Wild Wings or Hooters. And, you know, he goes in there and he interviews all the girls. He gets them their jobs. So they have to flirt with them to get a job. And then, you know, he can manage their schedules and all sorts of, you know, whatever else. And it's very easy for him to fuck them. Like he would have to, he'd have to be very professional, you know. He'd have to be a very decent, very good man to not hook up with every single waitress because they throw it at him. You know, it's the way it is. So if you want to date a Hooters girl, a Buffalo Wild Wings girl, understand not only are they working with their supervisor who regularly gets head in the back, you know, they go back behind the freezer or whatever and he gets some head, you know, excuse my language, but we're just being honest here. That's what happens. But she's also, you know, bartending and waitressing, and there's all the time older dudes, sugar daddies, you know, older dudes that just want to hook up with some young hot waitress. And, you know, every girl for the most part has her price. Let's be honest. So a lot of times these girls will hook up with fucking sugar daddies and shit. It's the service industry. You know, I'm not being dishonest. That's life. That is life. And if you want to revolve your life around getting pussy, set yourself up in a position where you're basically a pimp-like figure to a bunch of young, hot girls. And I don't recommend it. I'm just saying that's reality. You know, I wouldn't do it. And LFA does not approve of it. But go manage a Buffalo Wild Wings and tell me how hard it is to get laid. Let's be real. We don't live in a professional world. We live in a sexual world. Everybody watches porn. Everybody's a whore. That's life. Beautiful life. Denny's. I don't know about Denny's. Denny's usually hires, some heavier girls. But Denny's, if you go to Denny's or like IHOP or whatever, you go into a restaurant like that and you get like some 48-year-old heavy set, newly grandmothered woman. It's a good lady. She'll remember your order. She'll remember your pancakes. She'll get you the butter and the syrup. She'll have everything ready. She does a good job. It's a classy lady. Shout out to Neo Starling in the house. Listen to Andrew Tate on how he started his cam girl business. You have to make them fall in love with you. I don't think you should take advice from him on that. And look, there's a lot of things about Andrew Tate that I really like. I've been a Tate supporter on many things. I think in general, you could say his energy that he puts out to the universe is good. He motivates guys to get out there and get busy. But there is what the man has and what he's achieved, which is great, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars, world champion, entrepreneur, most famous man in the world, 2021. But who is the man? Not what does the man have? What has he achieved? Who is the man? There are some things you have to look at there. He's a pornographer. He is a pimp, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. You name it. He lies to women and manipulates them to get them to do webcam things and stuff like that. Look, that's all stuff that he's said that he does. I don't personally know or care, whatever. But I don't know if taking his advice is always the best thing to do. That's all I'm saying. You know what I think? The thing about Andrew Tate, this is what I think the reason why this is the reason why I think he's so popular. The same reason why internet porn is popular. The same reason why NFL football is popular. And why is that? Because people would rather live vicariously through their favorite celebrities, and they would rather just watch and get pleasure out of watching their favorite influencers, celebrities or athletes or porn stars do it. They would rather sit back and watch and get pleasure out of it than to go out there and put the work in to get it done themselves. I think most guys could get laid very easily if they could just stop opening up their laptop, watching porn and watching other people do it. Instead, they could motivate themselves to actually go out and do it. Same thing with becoming successful, making money. I think if people would just shut their laptop and stop watching Andrew Tate, it would be much easier for them to go out there and achieve something. But what people like to do is they like to romanticize about being Andrew Tate, right? So Andrew Tate drives a Bugatti. They feel like, yes, like I'm in a Bugatti because he's in a Bugatti, right? Andrew Tate's in a debate. They watch Andrew Tate debate somebody, and they feel like if he wins the debate, they feel like they won the debate. And they just basically live vicariously through him without ever achieving anything that he achieved. And that's why he's so popular. It's more of a, He gives guys an excuse to sit around and do nothing. Because as long as he's achieving things, you don't have to actually do anything. You feel like you're part of him. Same thing with watching football. Guys will establish their self-confidence by the record of their favorite football team, right? So their favorite football team has won, they won this is the Super Bowl. They're going to use that as bragging rights around their neighborhood. My bragging rights on the internet. My favorite team won the Super Bowl. And that's what Tate is to people. When Tate's doing good, they're like, fuck yeah. Well, they feel like they are Andrew Tate, basically. His success equates somehow to their success. I catch this 35 to 45-year-old MILF looking at me at the gym. She has a crazy body. Don't know how to approach her. I'm 26. Any tips? You're 26. Well, look, 35 to 45-year-old MILFs at the gym love attention, especially from a younger guy. That's going to make a woman feel great if a younger guy is checking her out. And that's what they want. They want you to check them out. Now, sure, most women will hook up with you if you have the right look for it, if you have the right social skills for it, if you communicate well enough, they will. But if you don't know how to approach her, you're in trouble. I can tell you step by step exactly what you should do, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to do it. You have to do something that's natural to you, natural to the situation. If you try to force it, it's going to be awkward. Tell you what, I was at the gym today and it was a fucking shitty day at the gym, to be honest with you. Terrible day at the gym. So I walk in and all the weights are in the wrong spots. That there's a 100-pound dumbbell, a 35-pound dumbbell, a 75, they're just like all mixed up. So I spent about 20 minutes re-racking everything and putting everything where it's supposed to go. And then finally I go to take my first set. And this dude just fucking takes like one of each weight and just sets them down next to him. So I can't use them, which was fucking pissed me off. So it's like, you just watched me re-rack everything while you were standing there talking the whole time. And once I organized everything and made it all perfect for all of us to work out, you steal my shit, whatever. And then I go over to deadlift, and the same guy that stole my shit tells the lady that works at the front desk that I'm slamming my weights down too hard. Wasn't slamming my weights, by the way. All of you Planet Fitness guys out there, I was barely tapping it to the ground. But when you're deadlifting like 315, 405, heavy weight, okay, if you set 400 pounds on the ground very lightly, it makes a thump. It's 400 fucking pounds. So when you're doing reps, it touches the ground and it makes a thumping noise. I almost got kicked out. So I'm like, this is the worst fucking day at the gym ever. Worst fucking day ever. Whatever. More than 90% of women I've met who have a serious family and spiritual foundation have been Indian or Middle Eastern. Any thoughts on this observation? Look, I have met plenty of American Western girls that have serious family and spiritual foundation. The thing about those girls is not everybody has access to them. Guarantee you when you were in high school, I don't know what high school you went to, but if you went to a school that's like a Division I school, you know, that pumps out like college athletes and whatnot, guaranteed there were good girls who were not whores, that had good genetics, nice bodies, pretty faces, intelligent brains, good family values, that were looking for winners, right? They were only dating men who had bright futures ahead of them, so to say, right? Because these girls are high value, right? They're not going to settle for some pothead. But not every guy has access to those women. So what happens is a lot of American men who don't have access to those women will go to a less fortunate country, or they'll date women from a less fortunate country because they can get a higher quality of a woman there than they can here. But those quality women do exist here. It's just not everybody has access to them. Life's not fair. Life is certainly not fair. We just have to be honest. Look, if you were born ugly, you were dealt a fucking shitty hand, right? If you were born not very smart, you were dealt a shitty fucking hand. It is what it is, you know, and not everybody has the same access to women as other people. Like, let's just be honest. And what most guys settle for is they think they can date a chick that's like a little bit off, like a little bit crazy. You know, maybe a chick that's got some problems, daddy issues, does a little drugs, likes to drink, is a little off mentally. And they think that that's like they think that's going to be like easy going, like easy pickings, right? Because it's like, well, I've got my shit together, so I can take some crazy little chick. And they think it's going to be easy, but they don't understand all the stress and all the bullshit that's going to come along with somebody like that. Not every woman is just going to follow your lead and fall into place. Some women do not have their firmware is not built that way. They're designed to be crazy. That's just the way that it is.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Now you can be as clever as Kevin with Tiger's new TalkBoy tape recorder.
Hey, stop drooling on me. Hey, stop drooling on me.
It even has speed control.
Hi, kids, we're home early.
Hi, kids, we're home early.
Tiger's new TalkBoy tape recorder comes with audio cassette. Batteries not included.
Masturbating right under my nose.
What are you talking about?
Here's a riddle. What buzzes like a vibrator and makes you sigh like a vibrator, and you're hiding under the sheets right this second?
It's a shiatsu massager for my legs. I ran 5 miles today, and I don't need to cramp up. Do you mind?
Sorry, I'll get off.
Ooh, ow.
Don't worry, the floor's fine. Who needs a drink?
All right, we're back. And for all of you porn addicts that can't handle a small little bit of dose of comedy,
I know you porn addicts probably never even heard of it or saw it, but Google it.
you guys need to get your shit together. Adriana, she was in bed. She was in bed. It's a test. If you can't handle those fucking ads, you can't handle semen retention. You'll never make it on NoFap. You'll never glow. Tell you what, though, those ads remind me of the days in high school. Man, oh man. On those occasions when you would get a girl all alone. Good times. But as we grow and we become adults and we turn into freaky perverts, now we need something a little more hardcore. Which I don't recommend. Anyways. Are you an alpha cuck?
Something is wrong here. Hey, you tricked me.
What are you doing?
You were supposed to buy me a version with all the DLC characters for my birthday.
Dude, I'm busy now.
Oh, yes, I can see that. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. We have a deal. I was supposed to not bother you guys and
Everything okay?
And you said everything every time.
You think I know anything about your stupid games?
Hey, you tricked me.
What are you doing?
You were supposed to buy me a version with all the DLC characters for my birthday.
Dude, I'm busy now.
Oh, yes, I can see that. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. We have a deal. I was supposed to not bother you guys, and in return, you buy me a game.
But I got it for you.
But not the version that I asked you for.
You think I know anything about your stupid games?
I gave you all the instructions, and you tried to use my generosity against me.
The shop guy told me they sold every copy, so.
I told you to order it earlier.
Go away.
Yeah, the adults are busy.
I won't get out of here until you apologize to me, and you need to order a good copy this time.
Honey, get him out.
Okay, dude, we'll talk about it later.
I want it now. Besides, every time you visit us, you end up in our bedroom, so I don't know if we will be able to find time for a talk.
It's late. Tomorrow, we'll talk about your toys.
Listen to me, boy.
Well, man, I'll pretend I didn't hear that. I just assumed that you had drunk too much soy this morning, and you are a bit emotional right now.
You tried to deceive me. You looked into my eyes and you said everything was fine, and it wasn't.
Okay, now, chop chop.
I gave you everything I had, and you still want more and more. Soon I won't have anything of my own.
Okay, we have enough of your mumbling.
What is going on out there? Stop it. Honey, is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh,
I'm lost. That was the alpha cuck. At least that one was pretty creative. You should, LFA, you should reach out to Doomer to Bloomer. Who's that? Doomer to Bloomer. This one from Doomer to Bloomer.
Rough day, my son.
What? Who are you?
It doesn't matter who I am. What matters are my intentions.
What do you mean?
I will not accept you losing hope. You think nothing's going to get better, but you're very wrong.
This world is constantly showing me that life is hopeless. Bad things keep happening and they are ruining me.
Bad things happen, but how you react to them is what matters. Either you embrace their negativity, or you find lessons and seek strength through them.
That's easier said than done.
If it's humanly possible, consider it to be within your reach. Let me guide you to the best version of yourself. What is it that bothers you?
What not? I have no friends, no love. I work a wage job. I'm not social, nor good looking. I am addicted to alcohol and caffeine. I hate pretty.
Hold up. That's a lot of things you're not happy with.
How many guys out there work a wage job? Type in the chat, wage job or salary or entrepreneur.
Now who can improve these situations?
Me.
Indeed. So tell me, what are you doing about these situations?
I want to improve them, but I can't.
Why not?
I try it, but I don't see it getting better. Making friends is hard. Finding love is nearly impossible. Getting out of the rat race is hard.
But not impossible, right?
It feels impossible.
You feel it's impossible. It is not. The only boundaries are between your ears. You are not happy with your current life, yet you have everything you need to improve it.
But how?
Begin by improving yourself. Start small. Clean up your room. Get a healthy rhythm. Don't buy alcohol so there is no temptations in-house. This will slowly build up a sense of accomplishment. You will need it to start improving. You're smoking?
Yes, I am smoking. This is one of the only enjoyments I have.
That enjoyment comes with a cost. You know that.
I know. I am going to quit. Just one more time. That won't hurt anything.
Anyone can make mistakes, but only a fool persists in his error. You have the strength to stop right now. Then use the money you save now to invest in yourself. Buy a book. Read it. Learn from it and become a more intelligent person. This will give you an enjoyment much greater than smoking.
One of the things I am bad at is talking to people. How can I work on this?
Let me ask you first. Why do you want to work on this?
Because I want to be more social.
If you want to be more social, you must become more secure about yourself. You must believe that you can be social. Talk to people outside. Start by simply greeting people when you pass them. Then start some small talk. Practice and practice bit by bit and you'll see that you are capable of talking to people like everyone else.
And how can I become more confident with what I say?
To become more confident, I'd suggest you start going to the gym. It might sound cliche and every lifestyle guru online gives this advice, but it's for a good reason. You'll be happier with yourself if you have a fit body and lifestyle. This will boost your health and confidence, and also give you a routine in life. Try it out and see how you'll ascend within a few months.
Thank you for guiding me. For every lesson you taught me. For believing in me when I was nothing. There is only one mystery that keeps me wondering. You still haven't told me who you are.
I am nothing but a voice in your head. Everything is within yourself, my son.
Got the NPCs in the background. Good stuff. Good situation there. Jim Max. Tubular Bill, you can call in if you'd like, and we'll give you advice live on the air. We'll turn an incel into a stone cold pimp. Guaranteed. Where's Carrie? Oh, yeah, about that. Carrie says, LFA, unfortunately, because of biz and travel, I won't be on the stream till next year. And that's the real Carrie Sontag.
Let's get up close and see what's on. I'm going to do the neighborly thing and ask her if she needs help with anything. I'm going to do the neighborly thing. I'm a neighbor. I'm going to film her because she's crazy. Let's see. Brother. How are you today? How you doing? You could be friendly. That's fabulous. She's coming over to me. Let's see what she said. Did you break down?
Did you remove something from my truck the other day?
No.
Would you?
Why would I remove something from your truck?
Because people are stealing from my truck and they're not stealing They're stealing food. They're stealing documents.
It's not me. Why would I take from you?
Do you work for Homeland Security?
No, I'm an independent filmmaker. Okay, people are stealing from it. There she is. So see, these people are crazy.
It's like a Grand Theft Auto character.
Stealing from her. See, I do this to show the plight of America, folks. Where it's come down to. I'm not doing this to be fucking cute. I'm doing this for a point. So that 50 years from now, 25 years from now, 100 years from now, people will see. People will see exactly how crazy this shit was. Would I have seen a woman living on the street by herself in an ambulance even 20, 30 years ago? Fuck no. This just shows you how far society's come to where she should be institutionalized, or she should be somewhere wifed up. Who knows what? Just not living in an ambulance. Am I home? Am I stealing from her? Am I stealing documents, food? Cuckoo, cuckoo.
I miss being out west, though. I need to take a visit out west. I love the mountains and the desert. Good shit. Dylan, you're on board, by the way.
Am I stealing from her?
Hello, Faye. What's going on, man? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. What's going on?
Hey, I don't have anything to contribute at the moment. I just wanted to call in and say happy Sunday. And as I'm listening, if I feel like Confucius has something wise to contribute, I'll call in a bit later.
Okay, cool. Peace out.
Something vulnerable, and I don't fuck him. He's gonna take that thing that I told him, and he's gonna either throw it in my face or tell people about it. So I can't even connect with you fucking losers, because I can't tell you anything, because I'm telling you something that's important to me, but you're only using that to try to fuck me. And then if I don't give you any pussy, you're gonna throw that thing in my face, make me feel bad about that thing, or tell other people about that shit. What say you, Zag, on that shit, man?
Well, and here's the thing. To your point, Steve. See, a lot of guys, they want to play armchair psychiatrist to a woman.
Sometimes, and some you want to call it, we got you calling.
The way you teach this game stuff to these guys and how to deal with
Spagoli, I don't understand you children. It doesn't make any sense. God damn it, Spagoli. Fuck. Let me bring in Spagoli. Fuck. Spagoli. Let me open you up. All right, Spagoli. Wait, we got you. What's going on, Spagoli? What's up, man?
I just want to make a statement. You know what? Before you toss me back in, I want you to say, the way you teach this game stuff to these guys and how to deal with women, you know what? I have to give you props, kudos, whatever, because the way you do it is very clean. Like, in other words, it's classy in a sense. I'll tell you why, because it's like, you don't tell these guys to pressure these chicks or give them ultimatums or anything when it comes to sex. It's basically let the chicks, you know what I'm saying? In other words, you're not telling these guys to go hurt these women like a lot of these other fuckers are doing on there,
No, I don't want to hurt a woman. I'm going to hurt. Listen, here's the thing, Spagoli. I'm going to hurt her unintentionally. I don't mean to hurt her, but I'm going to hurt her unintentionally, because she's going to miss me. She's going to be jealous. She's going to be upset. She's going to fall in love. There's going to be hurt, but it's not the hurt that is malicious. I'm not trying to, but that's why those that have game have to live on the honest
Izzy, live.
Yo, what up, brothers?
What's going on?
Not much. About to get myself some seafood.
Nice.
So what are we talking about?
I don't remember. Right now I'm looking up Carrie Sontag's videos. I didn't realize he had over 1,000
Carrie who?
subscribers. Huh?
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Do it. So, you know, this is just gonna go up on YouTube. Yeah, I like your tattoo. So, my name's Carrie.
Hi.
Yeah, I make. Are you into electronic dance music,
Electronic dance music. Sometimes.
like EDM music? I film those DJs. So, I haven't seen you out here before.
Yeah.
Are you new out here?
I'm from Northern California. My mother's up in the high desert.
Oh, Yucca.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had an apartment for a short time out that way. Just kind of cruising around and out in the desert and trying to get lost, I guess.
And what's your name?
Jessica.
Jessica. Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 35.
35. You look good.
Always 35.
You could be 35 and 50
I
years.
could be 36 one day.
You look really good for.
Yeah, only if, right?
I mean, you got a really good-looking skin. So what's an attractive woman like you?
Yeah. You got really good looking skin. Hey, at least he walks it like he talks it. You know, Carrie is Carrie. No question.
That's true.
Out here without a man.
Men are sick in the brain.
Really?
Yeah, but that's not always their fault.
No. Have you ever been married?
No, I don't agree with marriage. It scares me because of its legal
Commitment
properties.
issues.
Yeah. How long have you been unhoused for?
I don't know. I kind of lose track of time. I think I lost the housing in August.
Last August?
Yeah, you know, I deal with the schizophrenia or whatever you want to call it.
You have schizophrenia?
Well, whatever they call it.
Okay.
And, you know, having trouble making noises in the house.
Uh-huh.
So they weren't, you know, at the end it wasn't very accommodating.
Were you living with a boy, a man?
No.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I got invisible people all the time.
You got invisible people.
No, I don't have a boyfriend. Nobody cherishes me.
Oh, I cherish you.
Well, thank you. It's always better from afar. A lot of people
Yeah.
at the moment, you know, I don't always know, but they, because the times change, you know?
Yeah.
And not appropriately, and people try to touch you like a fucking whore.
Yeah. Now let me ask you.
I've never heard that before, but
No.
that's what people do now. So.
Now, what you're really saying is, when you say they talk to you like.
That's fucking football right there. None of that pansy-ass, dick-tugging smile for the camera bullshit. Men puke, men poop on the field. Men deliver their newborn baby on the sidelines. Fucking hardcore, dick-in-the-ass, butterball, foosball, fuck it, chuck it, game time shit. Take it to the showers. Dicks get shoved in places you don't even remember. We win together, we celebrate together. Football is back, baby.
I'm looking for another Carrie video. How to spot a prick tease.
Guys, I'm about to tell you what I call the ultimate flaking story. And I'm sorry to say it happened to me recently.
Find that very hard to
But
believe.
I'm also proud to say that was the first time it's happened to me in God knows how long. I don't get flakes in my life because I don't deal with them. So what's the ultimate flaking story? Okay, so I met this lady, I won't even say where.
And we get to communicating, and it's like May or June of last year, and we're gonna set up plans for me to come down to see her at the beach. Mm-hmm. And I've been saying I'd come and see her at the beach for a while. Anyway, she happened to have been moving. Excuse me.
Oh, God.
She happened to be moving.
Yeah, if he didn't make those strange noises, it'd be a lot better. Kind of throws the vibe off. And Dylan says, what is butterball? I think it's a turkey.
The week that we were going to see each other. God, coughing. Something in my throat. So she said to me, Carrie, you know, it's going to take, I got to be out of my house in a month, so why don't we just wait 4 weeks until you see me? So my first reaction was, well, you know, I thought she was just bullshitting me, and maybe she was moving, but I didn't think she wouldn't have an afternoon to see me. So I said to her, I go, you sure I go, if you don't want to get together, just let me know. Yeah, I prefer honesty. Yeah, I'd rather have somebody tell me they don't want to see me than lie to me about it. No, my feelings don't get hurt. You don't want to see me? Fine. And you don't get the privilege of hanging around me. What do I give a fuck? Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't think it's a good idea to vent on YouTube. What's cracking, Izzy?
Yo.
What's going on?
Fueling up, and then that seafood that I talked about.
Oh, pulling out to get it?
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
Is Carrie still in the chat?
Yo, I have a news. Zoe
No,
is dating at.
he left me a message and said he was going to be off YouTube for the rest of the year. Had something going on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That flake hit him hard.
I guess so. I don't know.
Sure.
What do you mean? Since when?
Well, I don't know for how long, but I know they're dating.
Seriously? Yesterday, I messaged her, and she didn't reply. I hope she didn't show him my messages. It'll be awkward.
I want to see those messages.
At least I try. It's time to finally find a girl for yourself, because how much longer can you go on like this?
In your case, just write to Dominica and that's it.
Why should I?
If you want a girlfriend, she's perfect. She's always looking at you during class. Few messages and you have one.
Really?
I'm telling you.
You must be blind. She's probably looking at you guys.
That would be cool.
I'd prefer someone else.
Who?
You know who.
Just so you know, stay away from my sister.
In my case, I could date like Amy, Coraline, Sarah, Zoe, Ruby, that one girl that people call Stuffy, and
that's it?
I guess so.
You're not a picky one, are you? Well, you'll have to wait.
Hang on. I'll come right back to that. Let me see. Why women find 90% of men unattractive?
Men. The first reason is due to inflation of options, right? The grass is always greener due to social media, dating apps, which have really, really boosted women's egos. Also, not to mention the 90-10 rule due to those options, meaning that 90% of the women are usually going after the top 10% of men and what they find the most attractive in the realms of looks, money, and status. And then average woman versus the average man. We have seen it time and time again. The average woman has access to higher status, more attractive men, versus the average guy really doesn't have the same access that even an average woman will have nowadays. And because of that, it kind of skewed up the dating dynamic, which overall has made it harder for men just to land a single date. Most women
I think that's bullshit. I'm not like there's a lot I agree with in the black pill community, like guys that think like it's over for all these guys. But I think that just about any guy out there can get a girlfriend. I think you'd have to be very, very low. Like you'd have to be like ugly, jobless, short, not speak the same language as the people in that area. And like you'd have to have like a lot of checks against you for you to not be able to get a woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Because just fucking being healthy and fit will already put you like at a 6, automatically as a guy.
Yeah. Like there's so many things, like, and it depends on your age group. Like if you're under 18, literally just having a car will get you laid. If you're between 18 to 22, just having an apartment will get you laid. I just don't understand how you could not be able to get laid. I don't get it. And I think the reason why guys don't get matches on Tinder, I really think Tinder fucks with them, and it changes the distance of the people. So like they go on Tinder and they're seeing women from like other states and other countries and shit. But I think if they go in the settings and set the radius to like 20 miles away, 25 miles away, it'll only be women that are in your city, and you'll match with most of them, and you can hook up with most of them. I'm dead serious. Like I went like 2 years getting like one match out of every 50 swipes, and I didn't realize it was like all women from other countries. Then I changed the location to where I'm at, and I started matching with all of them.
No, I completely agree. I mean, even then, dating apps to me is a fucking waste of time, because you can literally just go out there, go to the mall, go fucking, I don't know, grab some sushi somewhere, and there's plenty of women to talk to everywhere. And they're going to make it pretty damn obvious if they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, in order to get choosing signals, I mean, you got to be realistic. Not every guy is getting checked out when he's walking through the mall. If you work out, like if you're close to 6 feet tall and you work out and have a nice physique, you can walk into the mall and you'll have like groups of women looking at you and shit. Just because you're not the only guy they're looking at, but you're one of the guys that they're looking at, right?
Right.
But I mean, a lot of guys aren't in that position. Like, what percentage of guys are like jacked and over 6 feet tall?
Very small percentage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck 1%, 5%.
Yeah. And the rest have to have a mouthpiece, which I think most people can achieve, by the way.
No, I agree. It's pretty, I mean, you got to be, it's very fucking simple. Just be cool, calm, collected. I mean, chill out, and they're going to be the ones asking you the questions.
Yeah.
And then eventually you turn it around to where you're asking them questions and become the one that takes control of the conversation.
Yeah. I've spent like half my life in the country and half in the city. And when I was living in the country, it was very easy. Like it's so simple. When a girl likes you, she starts to, act feminine. She wants to look cute and feminine when you're around. She's like going out of her way to try to look pretty and look attractive for you. And it's very easy to tell when a woman is interested in you. And it's simple. It's like, okay, she's interested in me. You talk to her and it's like, wow, this is so simple and so easy. It's just like, it just happens naturally.
Right.
Then living in the city, it is still the same way. It's just like guys don't understand it. Like I go to the coffee shop before I go to the gym. And then I can tell there's like maybe one girl in there that has like a big crush on me. You know what I mean? So I can tell when the girls that do. Everywhere I go, there's like I can tell ones that do and ones that don't. So it's very easy for me to pick up on these things, and I can just let things happen naturally with the women that like me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I think a lot of guys don't pick up on that. Like they can't tell when a girl's interested in them.
I mean, it does take some practice to pick that up, because women are not pretty damn straightforward like what men are. You know what I mean? It's fucking, a woman is going to stare at you and that's her shooting her shot. And then like stare at you 2 or 3 more times. And she's expecting you to go up to her and be like, hey, what's up? You know, whatever the hell you're going to say.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, it does take some practice, and you do have to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. Well, in that kind of a situation, usually when you approach a woman, she's going to be a little bit nervous. So you kind of have you have the edge, like you have the advantage over her because she's going to be nervous.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Whereas like, if you just go to the mall and like randomly cold approach girls, like, yeah, it's like they have an advantage over you because you're the one that's approaching them. You know what I mean? It's like strangers.
Yeah.
That's the difference between when women are attracted to you versus when they don't even know you exist.
No, I think cold approaching is a bit of a waste of time. Sure, it can help boost your confidence approaching women, but it is kind of a waste of time in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't think talking to women is like a skill that you develop. I just think I think the manosphere takes very basic human interactions, like the most basic human like tendencies. Like, men like to talk to women. We like to talk to women. And they take like these basic human interactions and turn it into something complex. You know, if you just simplify it, and it's like just, okay, there's a woman I'm attracted to, I'm going to talk to her. It's that simple. You know, it's not something that's complex that you have to like learn how to do. As a matter of fact, if you're shy and you don't know what to say, a lot of women will find that cute. They'll find that attractive. But you just have to be kind of natural, I would say.
Now, do you think that comes with more exposure with women, being out more often?
Not really. I mean, for me personally, if I'm like, let's say I was going through a phase of my life when I'm just like partying and I'm super social and I'm going out with all kinds of people and I'm just having a good time, I start to get like lazy and less aggressive. Whereas like, let's say I've been like stuck in the house for the last 6 months, then I'm going to go out and be super aggressive because it's like, yeah, I'm trying to smash, you know? It's kind of like a dude that gets out of prison. Like when a dude gets out of prison, he's like, you know, ready to go talk to some women. And he hasn't talked to women in years, right?
Yep.
So I think it's a basic human interaction. And I think the manosphere, in order to sell products, they convince guys that it's like this very difficult skill to learn. But it's not. Like literally little kids do it.
That's true. Learn from the kids.
Yeah, and kids won't be shy. I mean, a little kid will walk straight up to a chick.
Yeah, any age, I'll walk up to fucking women. Hello.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan about the whole red pill community, though.
I like a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of content creators I'm pretty cool with, and I'm not one to like, you know, like debate people about their ideas, whatever. Everybody's free to have their own ideas. But I just think when it comes to intersexual dynamics, it's like we're all individuals, and like what you want and what you like to talk about and what you find interesting is going to be different than other people. So you have to just go out there and be your unique self. And let the chips fall as they may. I don't think it's that complex. I think they're just basic human interactions. I think the manosphere is like borderline autistic. Like they turn talking to women into something that is like it's like complex, like philosophy. I don't know. Just it's like, why?
Right. Just look at them as another human being.
Yeah. And I also I know a lot of guys that are getting extremely red pilled, like people that I see in my personal life, and I'll be talking to them and they'll just be like spewing out red pill knowledge, right? Shit that I can tell that they've learned on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, like, all this female nature and hypergamy, and I know a woman will never love me. She's always going to love her best option. And it's like, dude, stop.
That is so not true. That is not true at all.
I know. Stop consuming that shit.
You mentioned it in one of your videos where you talk about how to make a woman fall in love with you, and you were spot on. You talked about how not fucking ignore them like the red pill will say, or the manosphere will say. You actually do give them the attention, but obviously don't kill over like a little bitch. You don't let them have control of the conversation or the relationship. But also number two, you definitely want to lay down the pipe correctly, and that's really all it takes, and a woman will fall in love with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really what it's all about. It's about leading up to getting in the bedroom and then getting in the bedroom. That's human nature. We're all wired to reproduce. So it's like you meet somebody that you have chemistry with, you allow that chemistry to develop, and then you reproduce together. That's life.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest part. I agree with the chemistry.
Yeah. So the thing about, a lot of manosphere guys push these ideas of like, get a woman to chase your validation. So what they do is they tell you to talk to a woman and then don't give her validation, like make her chase you. The problem with that is there's no end game, because what happens if you say, okay, well, I want a relationship with her, I want to have sex with her, I want to whatever. It's like, well, now you have to validate her. What are you going to do? How are you going to accomplish this if you can't, if you have to ignore her and you can't validate her? When in reality, if a woman likes you, you don't have to ignore her to get her attention. You don't have to do all of this, all these weird tricks and tactics. It's just like things can happen naturally. Yeah. But I think most content creators in the manosphere, what they did was they came to the manosphere because they were having problems with women, right? They're having a hard time getting laid, or their girlfriend broke up with them, or heartbroken. So they come to the manosphere and start watching content. But after watching it for like 6 months, they feel like they're a professional at it. So they create their own channel and they start to, spew out the same shit. When in reality, it's not that they're knowledgeable. It's that they were terrible with women. So they started watching the content, and a content creator said a bunch of stuff that sounded cool, filled their brain with it, and they thought they were smart. So then they start pushing the same message, but I don't know. It's not.
That's the thing. In a relationship, is not going to be fucking black and white, and you follow these set of rules, and there you go. You're going to have a perfect life. It's every damn relationship is individual. It's unique. There's nothing similar from your last relationship.
Every relationship's different. Every breakup is different. People's personalities are different. Some women are whores. They want to have sex all the time. Some women, not so much. They're a little more shy. They're a little more reserved. That's the way it is. And I've known dudes that cared more about playing video games than they did getting laid. So, different people have different personalities and different interests. It is what it is.
Yeah. But going back to the whole manosphere thing, something I noticed is they'll try to say that their shit is truth because, oh, look, we're getting demonetized now. So it's got to be true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really understand the monetization policies. Like they change all the time and it's hard to figure out, but usually, I mean, I think some of the more respectable dating coaches are still monetized. Like they've been monetized for 10 years. So yeah, I don't think that's the truth. A lot of people try to say they're being demonetized for speaking the truth, like real red pill, like political shit and stuff. But I mean, YouTube does have a pretty strict guidelines on like hate speech and things like that. And you know, I try to be smart enough to know what I can and cannot say. So I just don't say things that we're not allowed to say. But dating advice, I think you're allowed to say pretty much anything when it comes to dating advice. Like you can speak the truth about relationships and you're not going to get in trouble. They usually do something else to get demonetized.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Play this video.
Wait for Zoe.
Why do they call her Stuffy?
Because she stuffs her bra. We have time. We're not girls who need to be with someone.
Well, that's true.
Hey, you have a nice hoodie.
You think?
I just wanted to start a conversation.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey. I can reach some books for you.
No, thanks. I already have everything.
So, if you want, we can.
Get your grimy hand of my sister.
You mean grindy?
But we're not doing anything.
Go home and study. I promised our dad that I'll watch over you, and I'll keep that promise.
You're a party pooper. You know that?
What did he do?
Tell him.
You have so many options, and you make things difficult for me. Find someone else.
Well, I guess. I have to focus on my studies. I'm on my grindset.
But you can still go out with someone from time to time.
And for what reason? The chance that the girl I'd be with right now is not very high.
My mom met my dad in elementary school.
Good for them.
You telling me that they are together since elementary school?
No, they went to different high schools and met again later.
Times have changed. For now, we need to focus on work, and then we can pick and choose. Otherwise, we'll need to go out with them, pay for them, lose time for them. You have to take her out, meet her parents. It's too time-consuming.
I prefer someone who doesn't have parents. I'm so scared of those meetings.
And what's the problem with meeting her dad? Just tell him what he wants to hear and that's it.
What exactly does he want to hear?
Lies.
He's actually my best buddy. We've known each other since kindergarten.
Yeah, since way back.
We weren't in the same groups, but I'd go to bat for him any day.
Oh man, that's pretty cool.
Totally. I still remember how he saved me from that dog once.
Oh, a real hero.
You bet. Here's what happened. I was trying to hop the fence to get some apples from that tree. Didn't see the beware of the dog sign, and he just yanked me back by my shirt, so I fell off the fence. Right then, the dog comes charging. How's those things called?
German Shepherd.
Yep. Lucky I still have all my limbs. You wanna see them? Anyway, ladies, let's switch places.
You heading home?
Yeah, seems like it.
Need me to get an Uber for you?
Nah, I'll manage on my own.
Alright. Cool.
Hey, you know why the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. I don't get it. Too tired, as in too tired. I'm still not getting it. Yeah, never mind.
Hey, tell me, what's the deal with those transfers? Got any news lately?
Nah, not really.
He didn't mention anything?
Well, he was talking about various stuff. His wife, his car, and he ragged on you about missing that deadline again.
But I did finish it on time.
Maybe, but he didn't bring up any transfers.
So if anything changes,
I'll give you a heads up.
thanks.
Is it really that hard?
Yep.
Maybe you should try some Tinder but be reasonable with the age range.
I'm not that desperate. Very nice. What the?
And here's my little son, Jimmy. You're going to adore him. And this is my beloved Eliza. Children grow up so fast. You won't even notice when they walk down the aisle.
It's all because of this shirt. The bright color makes me look different in photos.
Over time, I came to realize that love doesn't really exist. It's easier then to figure out who's worth it and who's not. At a certain
It's
age,
that lady Carrie was talking about.
someone who will help you with
Huh?
some of your responsibilities.
It's that lady Carrie was talking to on the video, the schizophrenic.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody appreciates her.
Believe me, I'm just as surprised by this situation as you are. How's it going?
Same as always.
I brought you an invitation for my right.
Leave it on the
I don't see any dresser. Is something wrong?
No.
How was the date?
Do you really need to ask?
She seemed normal.
She wasn't.
Why?
Well, think about why a 30-year-old woman might be single.
You're also 30.
That's different.
What's the difference?
Significant.
Then explain.
If I have to explain you such trivial things, it should be obvious why.
If it's so trivial, you can surely explain it.
I'm single in my 30s because I was in my grindset in my younger years. They're single in their 30s because they're insane. Understand?
I guess so.
So you do know the difference.
Here's an invitation to my wedding.
When?
October.
I'll be there.
Alone?
Get the f out.
You are out there chasing success with no one to back your dreams, only to find them waiting at the finish line, taking your hard work for granted. Okay.
So I wanted to ask, do you think it's possible? What do you think about the whole, grind until whatever, don't focus on women? Or do you think it's possible to kind of still do both?
I mean, you can still definitely do both. I used to say that guys should just focus on grinding in their 20s, but why wouldn't you be able to do both? If you have a good girlfriend that is supportive of what you do, she can make your life easier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. When I was with my ex, she would like cook for me. She would do the dishes. She did all the cleaning. Life was fairly easy. I mean, all I had to do was like work and make money. Being single,
Yep.
It's like I have to do all that shit by myself.
Gotta do your own fucking laundry now.
Yeah. It's terrible. Having a girlfriend makes everything so much easier. But I can always tell the people in the manosphere that have like never been in a relationship, but
yeah,
they try to talk like they're professionals at it. They say like, well, you can't focus on a girlfriend and a career at the same time. You don't focus on both. Like the girl helps you.
Yeah, she's on board with you.
Yeah.
While you get your shit done. That really is what's attracted her to you, is she sees you getting shit done.
Yeah.
No, but I agree. Like, a woman could definitely make your life 10 times easier.
Yeah. A lot of people overlook that.
I mean, if you want to get all religious, it talks about, certain books talk about the woman being the helper. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you can go that route. But of course, a lot of women don't want to take that role either. So those women are very far and few in between. I'm not going to lie. They're extremely rare.
Yeah. Well, most people nowadays, they don't have the traditional values. They're just brainwashed by music and bullshit. But
yeah.
I don't know. I think women still have a desire to be a housewife. I think most of them want to be that.
I think you're right. Definitely. And maybe it's because they haven't had a real man in their life to kind of show them that it's that safety, you know what I mean? That provision type of that characteristic a man should be doing or should be in his role, I'm saying. And so they kind of take on a masculine role themselves because they don't have a real man in their lives.
Right.
What do you think about college? You think it's a waste of money? Waste of time?
Not if you've picked your career before you start going to school, then you're good. But if you're just going to college just to go to college, it's not always a waste of time. Let's say you got a degree in fucking liberal arts or something.
Yep.
You can still very easily land a 6-figure business executive job at a manufacturing company, whatever, like Samsung or Apple or, whatever. You can just become a business executive for a large company and make $150,000 a year of any bachelor's degree. Because most careers like that don't care what your bachelor's degree's in. They just need to know that you're competent and hardworking enough to graduate college. But if you're just going to college just because you think you need a degree, I don't think that's a good idea. But I don't know. Even literally any degree can get you a good job. So I don't know. The problem is now, so many people are getting degrees.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So 20 years ago, if you had a bachelor's, you were almost guaranteed to get a good job.
Yeah.
Now you still have to interview. You still have to perform.
I think that was a huge part of it that I was going to mention too, because like you said, so many people have a degree. It definitely dropped the value of having a degree. So at the end of the day, it's still going to be performance and almost word of mouth more than anything.
Yeah. Well, but there's so many companies now, there's Amazon's popping up in every state, and all sorts of companies that you can just get a management position in. If you have a bachelor's degree, all you have to do is give them your resume, and it's getting jobs like that is super easy.
Like a management position.
Yeah. Daniel, you're going to have to turn YouTube off. Good. On StreamYard, not YouTube.
So I personally went the trade route. I'm a tradesman myself.
Yeah. That's probably the best way to go, I think, for most young guys. But it depends on what you're good at.
That's true, yeah.
Daniel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good to have you.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
Good deal. So,
can I get there?
What's that?
Actually, I think this is a good moment to jump in, just because I'm 28 and I'm right there in between what we're talking about. If you don't mind.
Okay.
Yep. All right. This is just going to be very quick. I'm Italian, and I'm currently in Colombia. And I have a girlfriend. She's good. She's Christian, and she's actually a good girl. And actually, the situation here with bachelor and everything is not that accessible. And I mean, to have a complete degree, you really need to have money, and she was not in that position. So at one point, like a few months ago, we decided to start a business together. She's into the eyelashes and brow thing, you know, and beauty industry, and I decided to jump in also, and I started selling products, that beauty products that she's working to, because here in Colombia that's a pretty big industry, and I think the most logic thing, if I can say so, was to start selling that things too. I mean, I started business and I was into it, and she was also looking for something to do, and she's doing her thing. We are both selling, and hopefully next year we will be able to expand. I'm in the coast of Colombia. Hopefully next year we're growing more and more. But yeah, I mean, I think it's possible to do the two things together if you have the correct mindset, the same mindset. I think this is what is important, because I want to grow, and she wants also to grow. And man, I mean, we are 20 something, and we are good together. We are living together too. So yeah, that's a compromise, you know. Everything is a compromise. I'm not able to go around and, you know, do the freaky thing like before, but it's okay. I mean, one, you know, one already had it. So maybe yes, one can do it.
Yeah, 100. I mean, that's what it's all about. Finding a girl that's on the same page as you, you know, that's willing to grow with you. And I think down there in South America, she's Colombian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, down in South America, they still, for the most part, have that sort of a mindset, because like the countries down there are still in like a developmental stage, and they're still, you know, people still have traditional values, and they appreciate any bit of wealth they can get. So, you know, taking the time to build wealth while building a family and things like that, you know, they're going to value that. Here in the United States, it's basically so easy here to, you know, you can lose everything. You can lose your job, your house, your car, and still find a way to regroup. It's going to be super easy. So people just have a mindset here where it's just like they just want to party their life away. You know, women, especially in their 20s, they just want to party and hook up all the time. So it's difficult to find a decent woman in her 20s that wants to settle in that way. But that's good that you found one. Colombian girls for the win. That's good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Congratulations, by the way, on your relationship. Also, that's awesome to hear. You don't hear that very often. Like I said, finding a good woman, it's extremely rare. I'm in the same situation myself, and it's something else. But like you said, you don't have the option, the freedom to go around and basically be a whore. But at the same time, like those. You can go be a whore and it's gonna be meaningless. You know, you're still gonna fucking be like, oh, something's missing, and usually it's that woman in your life that you have at the moment.
Yeah,
so that's from personal experience. It's nothing like having, you know, sex with a woman that actually cares for you and wants to support you compared to just some fucking chick you pick up at the bar or at the club or whatever.
Yeah,
but
that video that we were just watching, like at the very end, it said, spend your whole 20s grinding only for some woman to be waiting at the finish line that doesn't care about your struggles. So it's good that you're with a woman while you're going through the struggles. You know, she's with you early on, so you can build together. And you know, you loved each other before you had things. Therefore, when you start to develop and you become, you know, wealthier and more successful in life, you'll appreciate each other even more. So, you know, you only get really one chance to do this the right way. You know what I mean? And right now you're on the right track. So that's good.
So there's still a little bit work to do, but that's something like that. There is a life going thing, you know. You always have to work on yourself and on her, and also she does. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
definitely an important factor is working on yourselves on your own time.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris Puckett with the $4.99 super chat. He says, earn with your brain, not your back. I agree with that. And shout out to AAY for becoming a channel member. Good to have you. Yep. All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Daniel?
Just wishing you a great Sunday, and I'm going to meet with my aunt. It's her birthday, and her family is very close, so I'm late.
Oh, cool.
I better go.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Okay, brother. Have a great week. Bye bye.
You too. Good luck. Good call. It's good to have positive people in the chat, not just people that are struggling. There's some people that call in and have good things going on.
Yeah, definitely. So I kind of want to touch a little bit more about the whole tradesman thing. So like I said earlier, I'm a tradesman myself. If anybody is interested, I'm a journeyman wireman. I went through the IBEW apprenticeship. Just if anybody's interested in going that route, you know, instead of college, I guess, maybe look into it, or any other trade you might think is interesting. But for me, that seemed to have worked out the best.
Yeah, taking on very little debt and earning money immediately.
Immediately, yep. I mean, you're an apprentice and you're somebody's bitch for 5 years, but at the end of the day, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
You're learning the whole time.
Yeah. Mucho cerveza, por favor. Riggs, you're live.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Bengals winning without Burrow. We actually looked better than we did with Burrow.
Yeah, I don't know. But Burrow did this. The running backs didn't fucking exist.
Yeah. I wonder, he might be back by the playoffs. We might still make the playoffs. And
yeah, we'll see what happens. I just wanted to call it like shout out to this cat and the trades and the electrical union. I see you pimping.
Thanks, brother. Shout out to you.
It's nice to see someone else in the trades where it's not always my fucking coding or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can make decent money in the trades, man. Like, I know a lot of people say, I don't know, someone in the chat earlier, like, work with your brain, not your. I mean, fuck.
Man, there's been so many jobs I've been on that were, I mean, you travel a lot, I'm not going to lie, but you can make 6 figures fucking easily working in the trades.
Yeah, because I'm in the fucking cement masons and plasters fucking union, like doing concrete. But trades ain't bad, right? They're not.
No.
I think they're a solid. They're not for everyone, but before you go get into debt like a motherfucker, if you kind of lost, I think they're worth a shot. You feel me?
Yeah. The thing is, that's another way to get the money if you do want to go to college. You've already got that experience and you've got that income coming in.
Yeah, you could stack up for a little bit and say, hey, maybe I want to try this school thing. All right, then you can, get some paper up, have a little cushion. I don't think it's ever a bad thing. Or even if it's for a summer or two, like at least just to I don't know. I feel like the trades apply like a lot more to normal life than people think. Like just like basic shit around your house, right? Like
Right.
you're probably more efficient at rather than
Yeah. And it really teaches you, for me, it teaches you discipline and commitment, because you can't miss a day of work or too many days of work before they fire your ass. So you have to,
you get
have to go to
the
work.
axe quick. That's
Yeah.
that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Yeah, we get a huge turnaround at work, like on hires. Like most of them, they're gone like within a week. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people quit first day. They be, oh, you do this every day. Like we're out. Like I want to
Yep.
do concrete. Fuck it. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do it either, but here I am, fucking like 12 years later, still doing it. But I wish I would have went the electrical route, like instead of going into concrete.
You still can, you know.
True.
Yeah, I've been in the trade myself for 13 years now. Now I just became a superintendent, so that's exciting.
Oh, that's cool. Congratulations, bro. That's a solid.
Yeah, thank you. So now I'm in fucking Texas.
Oh yeah, the trades took you to Texas, huh? That's not a
Yeah,
bad
they
thing.
sure did. Nah, I don't mind it here. It's fucking, I think it's beautiful. It's great.
Where are you from
And that's another
originally?
note. I'm from Arizona.
Oh, okay.
That's something else. That's something else I wanted to touch on is, you know, when you're in the trades and you become a journeyman, you have the option to travel wherever the fuck you want to go, basically.
No, yeah,
And
that's 100%
yeah,
true. Like it opens up a lot of avenues if you do want to, you know what I mean? Like you said, move or bounce
mhm.
around. It's there.
No, that definitely is. And you meet a ton of people, and I think that's fucking cool. You know, it helps you become more social instead of a fucking awkward guy.
No, that's the thing. It does. Like, yeah, I'll agree with you 100%. Like from
Mhm.
being in the trades, you just talk to, like the company I work for, they're general contractor, right? But we do the concrete. We have like a concrete crew and a carpenter crew. But it's like still like you talk to the electricians, you talk to the
Yep.
HVAC guys, the low voltage guys. Like you're always chopping it up with somebody like new and
Yeah.
different. So I think that's cool, man.
Different age groups, different backgrounds, personalities. You meet all kinds of people.
No, yeah, I think that's the funnest thing. Like I felt like
It
I don't
is.
know if I worked like in an office, like I'd feel like everyone's kind of just on their office shit. We're like
Yeah.
out on the job, it's like everyone's just who the fuck they are, saying whatever they say. Like there's no,
Yep. You know, it's funny because I just got into the office now myself, and so I thought it was gonna be that way, where like, oh yeah, everybody's got to be fucking professional and polite and kind. Fuck no, dude. People are cussing each other out left and right. I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know if it's because it's my trade or what, but I was caught off guard.
I expect it from construction. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's true.
sometimes, like you're dealing with a different office and kind of people, right? Like
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
office, like outside of the trades is gonna be. But yeah, I've been in the office sometimes, and some of the shit people are saying, like on bid day for jobs, I'm like, God damn, people getting roasted.
Yeah, it's a fun experience. I'm like, it's fucking awesome. I love going to work, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do anything else either. Like, I don't know. Before I got into concrete, it was just like dumbass shit, and I'm like, I don't think I could do anything else now.
Oh,
That's just
you
not
know,
an option.
there's this thing that says everybody in construction used to have ADHD when they were kids. And I wonder if it has some truth to it.
Stephen Gilbert says, don't piss off the concrete guys. You can wind up with concrete in your conduit. That's so weird.
That's so true, though. That's so true. Just pop the cap off, and when you're pumping the footings, shoot a little bit into the fucking conduits, and whoops. But I like all the electricians we work with, so you know what I mean. I'll try and keep all their conduits straight, keep the caps on. If I'm on the pump, I ain't gonna let concrete get in there and do them dirty. But that's very true. That's very true.
That's why we run fucking 1,000 spares because of you guys.
Well, I believe it too. But every trade, there's some other trade that just gets in, like, hinders your shit, right? Like, that's just how
Yeah.
it goes. Like, we could fuck your shit up, and then we get pissed at the rebar guys when they take too long because that holds
Oh,
us up,
yeah.
which holds you guys up. Like, it says,
Yeah.
it's the fun of the trades, but
It is.
if you don't carry yourself like shit, you're out there laughing your ass off all day. It's hard work, but you're still having fun doing it.
You're having fun. And you're making fucking good money, honestly. And you're physically active. So there's a lot of perks to it.
No, yeah, I think the physical aspect is pretty dope. And then I think you kind of get like you're just around other goddamn men, like that are men.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
just,
Real men.
yeah. Not even if you're not even in the same trade, but you're just around men. Like, the banter's through the roof. Everyone's talking shit,
Yeah.
hitting people with the smoke. Like, and you're making good money to do it. God damn. Why not?
There's been times where I'll be driving a fucking, a buggy out in the middle of the desert working at a solar field or something. I'm like, I'm actually getting paid to drive a fucking buggy around. Just shit like that.
Yeah, you can't beat that, right?
No. Or driving forklifts, boom trucks, just all these heavy equipment. It's fucking cool. To me, I think it's badass.
Yeah, I like, on the big forklift, the great alls and shit. Like, it's there's something always going on out there. Always.
Yeah.
It's you don't walk in because there's so many variables.
Mhm.
Like, there's so many variables at work, like on a job. Like, all right, I'm not like super knowledgeable in electrical shit or whatever, but like concrete, like, man, like, you get trucks that show up late or pump fucking clogs. Like, you're over there just beating the fuck out of the line pump with a sledgehammer for fucking 2 hours, like everyone taking turns. Like, there's just so much fun shit.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. Honestly, construction.
Yeah, it's a blast, man. I recommend anyone, even if you might not want to do it for a career, like, go run it for a couple months. Like, get into something. Maybe, electrician, you got a lot of schooling for electrical shit. But if you just want to try out the trades, get into like concrete or fucking help plasters, get on a drywall crew. Like, at least for a summer. Like, that shit's
Right.
a solid.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I started. I was doing drywall with my uncle at 15.
Yeah, and drywall, you could get, you know what I mean? You can get money on drywall. Like, and we got Jeff Thornburg in the chat too. He was a roofer. If you're in a hot area, roofing is fucking grim.
Oh, God. Yep.
Like, roofing's grim. Or if you're in the iron workers laying pan decking, it's like a fucking 108 and you're laying pan decking. Fucking come home with the bottom of your neck sunburned, like fucking
Getting
brutal.
cooked all day.
Just on a frying pan for fucking 8 or 10 hours. Like, that shit builds
That was
character
the
like
worst.
a motherfucker.
Yeah, we had to do fucking work, do some deck work, and it was the same shit. Steel fucking panels, and it was at the stadium over at the down in Tucson. Oh my God, summer of fucking Tucson, 125 degrees up there, just burning your ass off all fucking day. Like you said, it does build character.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't got no other choice, like, you don't just like, oh, it's hot, like, I gotta stop.
No.
Like, no. Like, no. You keep it pushing, like, and you're gonna do it again tomorrow and the next day. Like, that's the discipline aspect of it.
Yep. No, it's some good shit, man. Really character building shit.
I think a lot of people sleep on that about the trades where it's like, oh, okay, we got something popping up.
Oh, he just says in that field, don't they take out a lot of money because of the union? I don't think it's that bad.
Me personally, I'll talk before you, my electrician pal, but like, me personally, been in the Masons Union. I think monthly due wise, I have to pay like $28 a month to be in the Cement Masons Union. They take some money out, but it's also, I guess you could think about it like this, right? Like, your insurance, you have full health care, you have a retirement that is going into, which is a good thing. It's not the best thing, right? You're more than capable of getting your own insurance or planning for your own retirement. Like, and I would say in general, even if you are in the union, don't rely on what the fuck they're going to send you. You got to be building something a little bit broader spectrum to make sure you're better taken care of later in life for your hard work. But I don't feel
Yeah.
like I get like gouged too much by being in the union. You could always go prevailing wage if you can find a company that gets you on government jobs where you're non-union. I think, I can't speak for electricians, but I think masons are like close to up in the 70 or $65 an hour range here in California to do concrete on prevailing wage jobs. But yeah, I wouldn't say the union gouges you too much. I'll let the electrical guy speak like on his side because I'm not real familiar with them. But
So for me personally, similar thing. There's monthly dues. I pay, I don't know, 45. It's gone up in the last few years to be a member, to take calls from the hall. But the working assessment dues, whatever that they take out every check, it's about 4%. So it does add up. You know, $100, they take out $40. I mean, $4. But really, at the end of the day, you're going to make $100 grand. They're going to take out $4. You know, and like you said, it's going to go to your pension. It's going to go to your health and welfare, like your fucking, what is it called? Your benefits would take care of your medical bills, your dental bills, your vision. So there's a lot of more upsides to me than there is downsides. Of course, they use it for a bunch of political bullshit that I don't always agree with, but that's their own thing. You know, to me, the way I see it is I'm going to get mine while they get theirs. It's an even trade.
yeah, we're in the same camp. I operate the same. Like the union tries to, oh, vote this or do that. I don't give a fuck about that. Like I'm out here to get my
Right.
money for me, and
Right.
I'll respect like my fellow concrete guys. But the political bullshit, nah, I'm out here to
No.
get my money, and that's it.
And like you said, finding another alternative to when it comes to retirement, you don't want to depend 100% on the fucking your pension or union.
Yeah. I think that goes. I think that goes in general for like most of the men that are listening in here. Like you gotta save up and plan for the long haul. There ain't no guarantee, but don't sleep on it. And then when you get there, you're fucked. Like,
yeah,
be smart and diligent about that because you're putting in the hours, you're putting in the work. Like, don't sell yourself short.
Yep. That's another big thing is not selling yourself short. People would ask me all the time, hey, do you do side jobs? And I would always straight up tell them, no, you can't afford me because I mean, I'm used to fucking making union wages. So, you know, in California, I was busting in, I don't know, $68 an hour with per diem. So, you know, that shit adds up. And so when people ask me, you do fucking side jobs? It's like, no, I don't do any side jobs because you can't afford me. And they'd laugh at it. And then I'd be like, I'm serious. Because at the end of the day, like for me, I kind of felt bad charging them what I think what I was worth. And so, like you said, don't sell yourself short when it comes to fucking asking for money. You know, before I got into my current position, I told them exactly what I wanted, and I basically got what I wanted.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things about the trades too. It's because I do the same shit here. I get a lot of people that want side jobs for concrete, and I tell them the same thing. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time to come look and give you a quote when I'm gonna hear back from you in 2 days, and well, this guy could do it for this much. I'm like, I'm sure he can, but it's gonna look like shit. Like I do this every fucking day. Like it's my job. Like I'm charging you what I'm charging you because I know that me and the guys that I'm bringing are going to produce quality work that's not found everywhere. And I'm not going to shortchange or shortball myself or the people that I respect and deal with on a day-to-day basis just because someone wants shit for cheap. I want a lot of cheap shit too, but the world don't fucking work that way.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, even sometimes with these side jobs that if you, well, sorry, I just jumped in, by the way. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Had me on a LFA. Yeah, sometimes when you take these side jobs, at least what I've done for new clients is like I would write up some sort of agreement like on a wage and like, you know, work done, because sometimes people can screw you over, you know, especially if it's like a secondhand type of thing. I mean, it's happened to me like in the first few years because I've done like some basic HVAC with evaporative cooling and furnace heaters. And yeah, there's been like a few shady like clients that like new clients I just took on and I hadn't written contracts at the beginning, and like, you know, they screwed me over. So I mean,
Yeah.
unless it's someone you know and you trust, like if it's someone new, you got to write that shit up because yeah, you know, a lot of people are looking for just a free ride, you know. So
yeah, especially with side jobs, because it's like, oh, if you're not operating under a license, right? Like they're gonna be like, oh, I'll
yeah,
just have them do it and fuck them. Like I'll get them in court. So you got to
happens
be on
all
your
the time. Yeah.
you got to be on your P's and Q's on who you deal with. You know what I mean? Because some people they will be on some snake shit like that. I think that I
Yep.
had that happen one time with some of my buddies that I was helping, and the person tried to pull like that kind of shit. So it was like,
Yep.
hey, load up the skid steer and fucking 2 a.m. we going and we gonna start wrecking that shit out. Like we ain't getting paid anyway, so all that concrete demo time, motherfucker. And then once we started that, they were like, oh hey, no, like we'll pay. It's like, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that happened to me
my buddy of mine.
twice. Happened to me twice. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that happened to my buddy too. He got fucked over big time by 50 grand. What happened was he got with his owner of the company, whatever it was. He wanted to do some work for a what was it? I don't know, some fucking building. And so anyways, they shook hands and that was basically it. There was nothing written down. And so this guy goes, he buys all the fucking material. And what happens? The owner basically bails on him and is like, hey man, I can't pay you. So he's like, are you fucking serious? I already spent 50 grand on material. And he's like, sorry, man. And he's got nothing written in agreement. So he couldn't do anything about it.
Yep.
He was fucked. Like you said, Eric, you got to have it on paper.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's something I learned the hard way. And I mean, yeah, handshake. Oh gosh, yeah. If this were like the 70s or 80s, yeah. I mean, you know, back then,
Yeah,
like when
the
two men.
1870s.
No, but I mean, like, not even like in the time of like our grandparents.
No, I
you know,
got
a
you.
handshake. You know, that was
That
like
was
a
it.
man's word. You know, like that was
Yeah.
nothing had to go past that. But no, no fucking handshake is gonna convince me of anything these days.
No.
Yeah, not anymore. That shit
Well, no.
ain't worth shit anymore.
Yeah, not by many.
I think most people in the trades though uphold it. That's one thing also like I admire about the trades is most dudes are pretty stand up motherfuckers. You got some snakes in the grass, but that's gonna be anywhere you work.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, for me, I just kind of wanted to move to bigger heights. So, you know, I went to university. I'm actually graduating in a
Nice.
week from now. So, you know.
Oh, congrats, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's just kind of crazy because, you know, like I'm right there and like, you know, I'm gonna be like traveling and moving out and shit. So like, yeah, pretty wild. But you know, hey, sometimes I do miss those, you know, just climbing the ladders, like heavy hauling all the shit, you know, like cutting all the insulation for the evaporative coolers or replacing the coils. Like I miss that shit, you know, like that was, yeah, I had a lot of good memories. And honestly, like some of the dudes you meet in trades, they're funny motherfuckers. They got jokes, man.
Oh, 100%, bro.
They make it
100%.
worth it, man. Yeah, especially the Mexican ones. Oh my gosh, they freaking dude. Yeah, they know how to hustle and joke. Like, oh my gosh.
The Mexican dudes are a blast, bro. Like at least here in California where I'm at.
Same. Yeah, and dude, afterwards
white people don't do concrete no more. White people don't do concrete no more. Like I'm like a unicorn in that motherfucker. Like with all paisas, you know what I mean? But I've been working with them all for like 12 years. Like that's my family. But
oh yeah, and then they invite you to the birria after. You go to the parties after. It's so much fun.
Birria, tamales, pozole, you get all the good shit. Best of all, you might meet yourself a nice Mexican lady too.
Ooh, yeah, been there. Food and the women is the selling point. But no, I mean, it's just, I mean, just like, I think, what's it called? The trades are they're making a comeback because, you know, there's a lot of people who went to universities and they have these, you know, basically useless degrees, leftover degrees, whatever you want to call them. And there's like an overabundance of white collar workers. And like, you know, for example, like with carpeting, at least here where I'm at, you don't find like anyone for carpeting. And like there's other like very specific trades where, you know, they used to be abundant. There used to be like, you know, a lot of workers that were willing, you know, they had like their contracts, whatever, but they're finding now that they have to call back a lot of the older heads who are like in their 50s or like you know, late 40s or whatever. And, you know, they're getting paid buku bucks. Like they're getting paid a pretty
stupid
penny
money
for their work. Yeah. So, No, honestly, like I do recommend it. Like for some people, they're just not because college isn't for everybody, but I think now because there is like I said, there's an over abundance of white collar workers and a shortage of blue collar. Like it's gonna make a comeback, and these guys are gonna make better money than someone like the people who went to 4 years and have like bachelor's.
People with the master's degrees. Yeah, that's another thing is a lot of younger generation people are catching on to basically the scam of fucking student loans.
Yeah.
So they're looking for alternatives, and unfortunately, a lot of them are doing fucking like streaming bullshit, which I think is cool. It's definitely what is it called? I mean, it's a way to make income, so I give them that.
Yeah, like Twitch streaming or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's only going to get you so far, and it's not really going to help you grow as a man.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly kind of like a music career. It's like, yeah, sure, you could go music, like if you have like connections and if you're talented enough or something. But I mean, that's just that. It's almost like winning the lottery at that point. It's not like a guaranteed thing. It's like a very small percentage,
like 1 in a million.
Yeah. Whereas the trade's like, hey, as long as you literally just don't slack off, like you're gonna make a living,
That's the craziest thing is so many people, the money is there in the trades, but I think the problem is everyone wants the money, but they want to apply themselves like they're still working at whatever job paid them peanuts, right? Like you're out here getting paid like decent money, like it's time to get it, bro. Like
you gotta fucking perform, especially when you're competing with us Mexicans. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you guys credit though. You guys, I remember when I first started doing concrete, like I said, I'm the only white guy on the crew. Like it's all Paisas, but I was like, God damn, these motherfuckers do this every day, all day. Yeah. I was like, these guys are fucking animals, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, most of the Paisa homies, they're good, but there's a couple of them that are kind of janky too. Like I mean, there's always bad apples.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some of them. Like I remember this one dude. I mean, this fool was like he used to drink and smoke all the time, like not weed, but cigarettes. But I mean, he would take like breaks and he would be back like 2 hours later and shit. And we just be like, dude, where the fuck are you, man? Like, come on. But like that was, I mean, there was someone else too. But like, I mean, that's just honestly, that's just any work. Like, there's gonna be people who just are kind of janky or just kind of slack off, And yeah, that's just the reality. But no, most of them dudes like, no, they're hustling and bustling. Like we just by our rental units, we got some stucco done, and like it was like all Pisces doing that shit, and they did a damn good job. It's like all dried out.
Yeah, you got people that you got hack jobs of every race, right? Like that's just but I don't know. Everything I learned was from Paisas. They didn't have to teach me shit. They just seemed to have worked hard, and the guys I learned from take pride in their work. Like they value what they do, and that's I'm fortunate enough where that got instilled upon me. Where it's like we're doing this. Most people, same thing with the electrical cat. Like most people don't really know what goes into like your job or what you have to do, like because they don't see the background and the bending the conduits at the angles. Like as far as they're concerned, if they hit the light switch and shit comes on, like okay, well you did your job. Like just like concrete, it's like oh well,
sweet Jesus,
like, there's concrete, I can walk on it. Like cool, but it's like unless it's a concrete guy, you're like, oh, these joints are straight, or oh no, like the curb's straight. Like it's just that's what separates people that belong in the trades and don't. You got to take pride in your work and whatever you put yourself into.
For sure. Yeah, I think every man like you've got to take pride in your work.
Yeah, I agree. Your fucking name's on it at the end of the day, and people are going to remember who you are and the type of work that you put in. So, fucking word is going to travel. And I mean, really, that's how I got into the position that I'm in now by word of mouth. But because your fucking work follows you, honestly. So
for sure, yeah.
I mean, and I worked in several states, and you still end up fucking running into the same people no matter where you go. Especially if you're working in construction, you always end up on the same jobs one way or another.
Oh yeah.
Yes, like you have like your fucking job site buddies, like probably don't really put up outside of work, right? But when you see each other, it's like, hey, fucker, like the fuck you doing here? Like it's cool, man. It's cool. I think a lot of men, like I said, they just miss out on the tribal shit. You know what I mean?
That's what it is,
being with other men.
It's a brotherhood.
Yeah, I worked for the same clients for like 10 years. probably like 11, going on 11. But yeah, 10 years I've been working for the same people. You know, they give me good work every time. There's always shit to be done because like the properties that they bought, it was like a fixer up project. Like all the evaporative coolers were fucking, there's 16 units that they manage, right? And out of the 16 units, 12 of them had non-operational evaporative coolers. So it was just like over that 10 years I've been working with them, like we've had to replace them over time. Like, you know, we fixed what we could because we didn't want to replace everything right away because it would have been expensive, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's taking too much time. And, you know, like we don't want to have someone in the fucking heat or over summer like months, like not have a cooler, right? So, you know, we did it over time. But yeah, you know, it took some time. It's been a fix-upper project, but there's always stuff to do, you know. Like right now we're going to be building a new fence and all. So, I mean,
what'd you go to school for, bro?
Well, I went to school for English and Spanish. So I am, so right now I'm starting off with teaching. Like I've done English and Spanish tutoring, but
nice.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Like I've worked with I've worked with like middle schoolers up to college students. Like in my community college where I first started off, I was a writing tutor. And then I was a high school like after school tutor for a while, and I got hired on to a high school just like in my city, you know. So yeah, I'll be doing that. But my eventual goal is to kind of you know, move up from that. Like I don't want to stick with teaching. Like I want to go like probably move up to translating. You know, there's a bit better pay there, and then move
right back. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So yeah, move up to translating, a little better paid there. And then the dream for me is to get remote work, like remote sales, or no, remote closing. Sorry, it's like sales basically, you know, because I love to travel. You know, like that's just one of the things I love doing. And you know, like I have a pretty like diverse background. So like I got family in Europe and South America, and like I got connections in like certain countries, right? So I do like to travel a lot. And like the dream for me, honestly, would be if I could work remotely while I'm traveling. Like that would just be like a dream come true, you know. And I really do want to work to achieving that someday. Like, you know, I could just be like in London or freaking like Kuala Lumpur or something, and you know, taking a conference call, and then you know, when the night comes, just like go out, you know, nightlife, you know, party or whatever, and you know, get back to it the next day. That's the dream.
Definitely. Plan on having a woman in your life?
I mean, I was engaged once, so you know, that didn't go too well. But honestly, like, I mean, if it happens, it happens. But it's not like a priority for me, you know. I honestly, I just don't have patience for women anymore. Like, well, not as much.
I just got back.
I do.
What's up? What we chopping it up about?
Just about like future goals and whatnot, at least my future goals specifically.
So neither of you guys are in a relationship or dating around. What's the word? My bad, I just got back.
No, you're good. You're good. I was seeing this one girl for a little bit, but she just kind of wanted to move on because I didn't really want to commit. And she's like, all right, cool. And you know, we
committed in what regard? Let me ask you.
Like, she wanted us to be like mutually exclusive, like basically get into a relationship, you know. But
so why would you? What was your? I guess. Whenever I hear that, I mean, this is my reasoning. Like, maybe I'm just a fucking weirdo, right? But it's like, when I hear that, I don't feel like I'm getting like too hard pressed where it's like they bring up the relationship. Like, to me, it's like, okay, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. Like, as long as I'm getting what I'm getting.
Right.
Does that makes sense? Like, or maybe I'm shitbagging it.
But then I was going to say, aren't you kind of like leading on a little bit?
I mean, I guess in a roundabout way you are, but I don't know. As I've gotten older, it's just like, and that's all I have to say, and I don't have to hear shit for a couple weeks. Yeah. Like that's how I usually go about it, or did. Like, because I'm in a relationship now. Like, I don't want people to think where it's just like, oh, like you just running the game, dog, slaying balls, running them hoes. Like, you know, I've been in a relationship for like a year now. My girlfriend's great, treats me great, but I never felt like bad for. If a girl wanted to hear some words, and I just be like, well, okay, yeah, like here's the words you want to hear, like, and let's keep it pushing. Like,
so what if she wants to get married?
Well, that's a different game. Then that's a hard
that situation.
Yeah, but you never know. That shit can come by
at that point.
Dude, some couples get married in like 6 months, dude. You know, like you never know when
Yeah.
when that question pops or when things like really take that
That's
step.
what I'm saying, right? So you got to kind of be prepared for
Yeah.
it, or I don't know, kind of like have that in the back of your mind. If it's serious, then that she could be bringing that up.
It does happen. I've been there. Like my ex-girlfriend I was with for like 2.5 years, and like it basically like it got to the point like it was like a hard press of like, okay, like either we're like gonna have kids or get married. Like I'll be fine having your kids, but I'd like to get married. And I was at the point I really wasn't about it. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck, kind of where this other caller's at. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. It's not popping up or whatever. But
My name.
it does.
Wait, are you talking about me or him?
No, not the non-electrical guy. I don't see the names popping up.
I'm Icicle. You just say Icicle, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I got kind of pressed for it, and I was like, oh yeah, like once you get your shit a little bit more together, like we'll find a spot, whatever. She ended up finding one. She's like, oh, you ready to move in? And then
ooh, yeah.
if you're running that game, you got to stick to it. Like you can't, there's no backtracking. Like I just chalked it up. I knew it was done right there. I didn't say it, but in my head, I'm like, this is a wrap. Like I got 2 weeks and she's going to hand me the scissors and this shit's going to be gone. And sure enough, but you got to accept how you're playing the game. Like you got to, it goes back to the caller.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, I mean, isn't it better to be just straight up like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a long-term relationship, or, we're just going to be fuck buddies, rather than fucking basically wasting her time or wasting your time, really.
Yeah, because that's how it started. At least in my situation with the most recent girl, like that's how it started, and then it kind of progressed to, she wanted to be a bit more serious. But like for me, my engagement, like I broke off my engagement like not too long ago, so I wasn't necessarily ready for that. And like honestly, I'm just really not looking for that at all. And like I don't really have the patience for like to build up like that kind of connection again. Like unless
I didn't know you broke off an engagement though. I must not have been there for that part.
You were cut off. You were cut off at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense as to why you don't. That's why you're being so up. Okay, now it makes sense. I don't fault you for that, bro. Like,
no, you're good. You're good. You weren't here.
I don't fault you for that at all. I mean, and I'm not saying if any man wants to lead themselves like that, that's not a bad thing, bro. Like, we're all grown men. Lead yourself how you deem fit for what you want.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think that's the best thing about like a space like this is you at least other men can entertain your situation when you chop it up, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree with everyone or they lead themselves, or you lead yourself like them. It's just nice to kind of have a little something to bounce shit off of and be like, okay, like I am on the right track. My decision was a solid. I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah. What is your take on a woman making your life easier or living hell? Obviously, I think they can go both ways.
Me personally,
yeah.
I think they can do both, man. And I think I think part of those, which one you get, I think most men fail to see that a lot of that's you and how you lead it. It's not always just whamming ain't shit, or they're all like this. There's a big account on your end too to lead the woman to be the kind of woman you want her to be for you. It's not. There's no one size fits all. Can they be a benefit? 110%. Can they be a detriment? Absolutely. But
there's a question that popped up in the chat. You guys, Roll Olpindo asked, "Do you guys ever mess with SARMs?" What's a SARM? I'm not sure.
SARM is a steroid.
It's
selective androgen receptor modulator or something.
It's like Tren or like EPO or something, right?
No, it's usually it's oral pill that you take. So just if you want to talk about that real quick, me personally, I've never done SARMs, but I have done gear in the past, and I don't recommend. I don't recommend that at all.
I've never touched any gear. I mean, I don't even really touch. I don't even touch creatine. Like I've tried it. Like my friend gave me like the last bit of his creatine, which lasted me like a month or so, and that was like a few years ago, and I haven't touched it since. But yeah, I don't touch any of that.
I don't know. To me, SARMs, I'd rather, if you're gonna do anything, just try and get a reputable person with test. Like it's time proven to fuck with SARMs. Even with gear, that's what I'm saying. Verify who you're getting and make sure it's legit gear. But I think you're better off just running test if you want to experiment with that personally.
Yeah,
So,
anytime you take something oral, it's gonna fuck your liver up. And I think one cycle of like a SARM or an oral steroid is the equivalent to like 10 years of like brutal alcoholism. Like it's just fucking terrible for your liver.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would recommend that somebody just goes to the doctor. If you go to a doctor, if you have health insurance, they'll put you on test. Like all you have to do is tell them you want to take it and they'll put you on it.
Yeah. I think it probably depends by state. Like here, you can get
By
it
age,
relatively easy. I think age matters.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
If you're looking for, if you're already interested in like something that's a performance enhancing drug, like if you go to the doctor, you're probably not going to get the dose you want. Like you're probably not looking for TRT. I'm going to put it that way. You're probably looking like, hey, I'm about to blast balls to the walls for 16 weeks on a straight heater and run it. So
yeah. And you can get it like probably like $40 a month. Like if you buy it on the streets and you want to just take fucking high doses, like if you just want like test and like D-ball or some shit like that, I don't know. There's dudes at my gym that fucking try to sell it to me. I don't want to take it just because my test levels are still healthy and I don't want to fuck that up. But I know it's cheap. You can get jacked for very cheap.
You can.
Yeah.
The shit I was getting was like $65 a month, and it was basically one of the purest shit you can get.
Yeah.
But like you said, I really don't recommend it at all. Fucking.
Well, I think a lot of people that are more open to wanting to run it, it's like I don't even think 90% of, I don't even think, have you even tracked calories for 2 weeks? Have you even been like disciplined in going to
exactly
the gym? Like
that's what I'm saying, right? It's like
don't even think
start
about
with the fucking basics. Start with the basics for fucking a solid 5 years. It sounds like a long time, but you can do a lot in 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend said when he,
if you're on a steroid or a SARM though, you'll make way more gains.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, I mean any PED that you're on is gonna enhance your gains by a lot, you know?
Yeah, it makes a big ass difference. Even if you get a fucking TRT cycle dosage, you're still gonna make a big ass difference compared to the natural guy because your levels are always gonna be elevated. You can eat like shit, sleep like shit, you can get drunk all the time, and your levels are still gonna be fucking elevated. So you're always gonna constantly be making gains.
Yeah, there was a fighter in the UFC, Dan Henderson. He was prescribed by his doctor because I think he had some kind of condition where his testosterone levels were lower than average. So he was given either testosterone or HGH or something. I forget exactly, but he was given like a controlled dose, and it was like all approved by his physician. And yeah, I mean, he was just, oh my god, he freaking he put it on in the light heavyweight and middleweight division, like while
Hold
he
on,
was active.
Kraken Lacken in the chat says being on steroid makes your dick little. So we're gonna address this, and we addressed this in a stream a couple of weeks ago. But hold on, I'm gonna play this video really quick. It's funny, but it's kind of informative.
Steroids make your balls shrink. Well, the answer is yes, they do. But let me throw this at you. Is that really a bad fucking thing? I don't know. Let's break this shit down. I got Kirsten here. I got a question for you. So, visually and aesthetically, looking at, would you prefer to see a dick hanging lower than the balls or fucking balls hanging lower than the dick?
Dick hanging lower than the balls.
Of course you would rather see a dick hang lower than the balls. Now, some guys are blessed and have big fucking dicks, and some guys are fucked and have little motherfucking dicks. So the guys that have balls that hang down lower than their dick, I would think they would want their fucking balls to shrink, because honestly, having balls hanging down below your dick is not the best look, and it only makes your dick look even smaller than it is. So you just heard it from a hot girl, and I guarantee you every fucking girl out there is going to say the same fucking thing. They'd rather see the dick hanging lower than the balls. So, and anyway, I mean, honestly, guys, do you guys think that girls are turned on by balls? I mean, I fucking hope not. I mean, let me ask you another question. So, when you see a pair of hairy, saggy, wrinkled, shriveled up fucking ball sack hanging between a guy's legs, does that shit turn you on?
Not at all.
Not at all. Do you know any girls out there that get turned on by a fucking pair of balls? No. Okay, so having the balls shrink maybe 20 to 30% is probably a good fucking thing. In fact, not probably, it is a good fucking thing. The higher your balls are, the bigger your fucking dick looks. So I'm just telling you, I tell shit how the fuck it is. And my opinion is, I would rather have my balls shrink 20 to 30%. And my balls have shrunk 20 to 30%. So my dick looks even bigger than it did. So what the fuck is the problem here? Right? Balls shrinking is a good fucking thing.
It's settled.
Anyways,
Yeah,
I
the
wouldn't
great
call
Rich
that
Piana.
poor guy. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
So-
Rest in peace to Rich Piana. It sucks that he passed.
Yeah.
That was what, like 4 or 5 years ago?
No, that
He
just
died in
happened.
2017. So
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so first of all, I would say that fucking thing was not a woman. That was basically a man. And and then second of all, I would say that yeah, your balls shrink and that's about it. Your dick does not shrink. So whoever made that comment, he's definitely ignorant. Has never done it before.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you got, so I guess, you know, for those of you out there, if you got some room to spare in your nutsack, then, you know, maybe it's a good option for you.
Dude, my balls hang stupid fucking low. Like I'm gonna
Same,
keep it
dude.
low.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I had my previous stance, like, hey, I'm not no CEO of EPO, you know, but goddamn, I might think
Like sometimes, like I always in like summertime in gym shorts, I'll be sitting on those motherfuckers all the time. I'm like, God damn. Like it's real, you know. I don't know. Like some days my dick hangs lower than my balls. Other days my balls are beating them by a large gap. Who the fuck knows? I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah, hey, you got some room to spare, man. And, you know, I mean, my comment was directed towards you.
I guess you gotta fucking run a couple but yeah, going back, fucking stick to the basics first. At least try out the basics. Fucking be disciplined for a few years, and then consider it.
You got to realize
if you're serious about it. Honestly,
like it's not a joke.
That's the
It's
thing,
not
right?
A joke.
It fucking isn't. Typically, when you get on task, you're gonna be on it the rest of your life, and that's why I stopped. I'm like, I don't want to do this shit for the rest of my fucking life.
Well, if a younger guy gets on it, he's probably not going to be on it the rest of his life. There's going to be a time when he'll have high blood pressure, his hair's starting to fall out, or something's going on. He can't sleep at night because, it's just he's fucking the blood pressure's too high or whatever. So eventually he's going to want to come off of it. Or some people get ED when they're on it too long, so something will happen and he'll be like, he'll want to get off of it. And the problem is guys will establish their whole self-confidence and whole self-worth based on their physique. So when they're jacked and they're buff, that's who they are. Like that's a big part of who they are as a person. And everywhere they go, everybody's complimenting how big and buff they are and shit. And then they get off of it and all of a sudden they look like shit because,
or they get sick, like you said, and they have to get off. They don't have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah. But then when they stop taking it and they lose like 30 pounds of muscle in like 2 months, it's like, it's depressing. Like a lot of those guys will become suicidal and stuff. I just don't recommend it. If you can keep healthy testosterone levels, there's really no point in taking steroids because women won't choose a buffed up steroid guy over a guy that just has a normal healthy physique. Like if you're able to just like get a six pack and have like a good, like natural looking physique, women would prefer that, in my opinion. I mean,
I mean, there hits a point where you're gonna be impressing the guys more.
That's it. Yeah, because the expectation a lot of guys have is, it's for the women, but the guys give more attention. And plus, there's natural ways to boost testosterone. There's plenty of them out there.
Not really enough to put muscle on, though. You can boost it. You can boost it enough to help like your libido or something like that, but not to put muscle on. Like you got to, even if you're taking steroids, you got to take a hefty dose, and you got to keep upping the dose when you're on it because you'll get used to it. Steroid, it's a drug. It's a whole nother game.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make money and you're an athlete or something, or maybe you just really take whatever sport that I don't know, maybe whatever recreational shit you do, and you want to just be a beast at it. Like there's probably gonna be a point in time where you got to make that decision. Like, how bad do you really, you know? But I would just say be smart, because I know there's gonna be guys out there that are gonna do it. They think about it. They haven't pulled the trigger. But be smart. Go get your fucking blood work done. Like, make sure you ain't gonna blast a cycle and have a heart attack or some shit.
Yeah,
as a pro,
at least do it in the healthiest fucking way. If you're gonna do it, don't be dumb.
I think pretty much every pro athlete is on it. Like you don't have to call it. Like when people are like, "Do you think LeBron James is on shit?" And I'm like, "You guys are so dumb for even asking that."
Right?
Literally every NBA, but Steph Curry is probably on it, and he's the string bean. You know, Peyton Manning was busted with HGH. Remember, he said it was his wives or something, and he's never had a fucking muscle pop out of his. Like, looks like he doesn't even work out.
That's the thing, right? People are ignorant. They think fucking PEDs or steroids are just for muscles. It's like, no, it's performance enhancing drugs. You're enhancing performance. The biggest thing is the biggest thing is the recovery time that they enhance.
Yeah,
and the stamina.
You look at LeBron, who he has the same exact physique he had when he was 17. Like he's always been jacked with those big ass shoulders and, ripped arms.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 40 years old now, and he's still playing like he's like 21.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've got to be like for that to happen naturally, like you just need to be a freak in nature, like a huge outlier.
Yeah.
Like that's very, very rare. Like there's only one
Extremely
athlete
rare.
that I know of, because I don't really watch any of the mainstream sports like basketball or football. For me, it's all UFC. Like I love UFC.
They're all on it too, though.
Yeah, dude. I was just about to
are.
say, what's it called? USADA just broke their agreement with the UFC, so now they're not testing for anything. Everyone's gonna be juiced to the fucking gills, man.
They always have been. They use it. If somebody like goes against the rules, not for PED use, but like if they're going against the boss. Right, like
against Dana. Oh yeah, he'll destroy your career. Yeah.
Yeah. Then like John Jones, they kept testing him for steroids. They knew he was going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
They can test anybody. You don't think Brock Lesnar would have failed? You don't think?
I mean they fail a lot. It's like you said, a lot of times they get popped.
Well, but it's more like if you piss the boss off, they hit you with a drug test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. If you do something to mess up the like the promotion or the scheduling or just unless you're Connor, like you're gonna get screwed by Dana. Like I swear, Connor, he could fucking like crash a car into Dana White's house and run over his wife. And he'll still give him a fuck
because he was a money maker.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah,
he
was
the
all
most
show.
in terms of like numbers and money. Like he did the most for the sport.
When he was feuding with Nate Diaz.
Oh, Nate. Yeah.
Both of those guys are loose cannons, and they would say all kinds of crazy, wild shit.
Oh yeah,
but they were money makers.
Oh, yeah, that was the best shit talking of all time.
Yeah, they made a lot of money for the company, so nobody cared. They were both on steroids for sure, though. There's no question. Conor McGregor was definitely on steroids. I could tell that looking at him.
I think
you can tell by the way.
I don't think Nate was.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
but I'm not entirely convinced. But Connor, yeah, for sure. I mean, even now, like you just look at before and after, and like his bone structure. Like I noticed with the face, the bone structure kind of like it gets a bit. You get like kind of a blockhead, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That happens with HGH.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then TJ Dillashaw was another famous example. I mean, he was bantamweight champ for years, and he was popped with EPO for a long time. I mean, that dude would just never gas out. I mean, he could go probably like an hour in a fight and not gas out, and it was just insane. And at one point, it just became too obvious. I think that's another way that you'll get popped is if it just becomes too obvious. Then it's like, okay, we can't let this slide too much. But now, like I said, now that USADA's out of the picture, who knows? I mean, fucking John Jones might not retire. Alistair Overeem or whoever, like these guys who were known to use, you know, they'll probably be known to be on gear. They'll probably come back. You know, like who knows?
And that's the thing. These guys they're making money, so that's why for them it's like they're kind of justifying it. They have to be on the fucking steroids to compete at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like I think Tiger Woods got caught with steroids one time. And he's a fucking golfer.
Yeah. I remember that. I was like, I actually forgot about that until you just mentioned it. But yeah, that definitely did happen.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think like your brain is a muscle. It has a psychological effect with your confidence and hand-eye coordination and all that. It's if you're a pro athlete and you're not on steroids, you're stupid, in my opinion. Well, it's the difference between like a $5 million athlete and $100 million athlete. Like, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same with all these actors. The same shit. They're all on gear because they're making millions off of these movies.
Yeah. Like The Rock. The Rock's been on gear for like 30 years straight.
Oh, 100%.
Fucking forever.
Yeah, and the most absurd case. Well, I mean, he's not really a celebrity, at least not, I guess not in the sense that he wants to be, but the Liver King. I mean, I don't know how anybody could have looked at him and just been like, oh, yeah, natural. Like, what? Like,
people
what
believe
the fuck?
that. I couldn't believe the stupidity either.
Oh, my goodness. Like, dude, I think even if you just didn't know anything, it should have been blaringly obvious, you know? Like, it's just like, it was so blatant. And
I mean, it's got to be, though, but it's got to be because of fucking watching all these movies and seeing all these extreme physiques. People thought it was actually natural, you know?
Yeah, that's true. In Hollywood, a lot of the actors that would get, you know, they would have these rapid weight losses, this and that, to fit these movie roles. I mean, they were gearing too. Like they would be on gear. They'd be on some kind of crazy like regimens or diets or given some kind of crazy drugs. And I mean, it happens all the time. Even in Hollywood, especially, it's like their biggest unsaid secret. But you know, of course, it's in the movies, and people will want to romanticize that and believe it.
Yeah.
It's always a fucking chicken, broccoli, and rice, you know, diet that they always claim to follow.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, Z guitar account, Chris Hemsworth for sure. I mean,
Hemsworth, fucking Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine.
Zac Efron is 100% on gear. Just look at oh my goodness, he butchered himself. He used to be such a pretty boy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, look at his jaw.
He got his major face. Plastic surgery. His face is like wider, like his jaw is wider, and that was like he claims he had like an accident and he had to get like a minor plastic surgery.
Minor.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
But I mean, it's hang on, I'll pull it up. Honestly, steroids could make most of that difference. Like it will make the jaw wider and like I don't know, but he definitely got plastic surgery too.
No, for sure. Yeah,
he did. Fucking
all of them pretty much got plastic surgery. Everyone in Hollywood, damn near everyone, has got plastic surgery. I heard there was even Matt Rife, the comedian Matt Rife. I think I read something. I'm not sure how true it is, so you know, don't quote me entirely on that. But I think it said somewhere that he got like plastic surgery or something. Could be, but yeah, I mean, they make a lot of money, these surgeons, and you know, there's a huge market for it. So, of course, people are always gonna pick up a scalpel and make some money, you know?
That's
Yeah.
right, exactly. It's always the fucking basically how to live forever, how to stay young forever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Here's
steroids is not the way, by the way. Fucking, you take steroids, you're gonna look older quicker.
Oh yeah.
Tom Cruise
Michael Hearn.
before and after.
Oh God, yeah. Damn.
Yeah, and you know it's crazy
Oh, my
because you have
goodness,
all this
yeah.
like incel culture now, and all these guys think they have to like have like these perfectly chiseled faces and
Lip
stuff.
maxing, yeah, that.
Yeah, and they don't realize like their favorite actors, like the ladies' heartthrobs out there that they're like obsessed with. Those guys are all on steroids, and most of them have plastic surgery.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all of them are. Yeah.
Yeah, so like guys need to understand that like it's not realistic.
Yeah, I mean that's why they call it Tinsel Town, you know.
But you don't.
LA,
It's not.
Hollywood, Tinsel
It's not realistic.
Because you know tinsel is like used they're like thin strips of foil that you basically like wrap on like metals or like any kind of hard material that you put on, you know, to make it look nicer. It's like gilding, you know, or like gold plating. Like yeah, you could take a bar of lead and gold plate it, but it's still a freaking bar of lead. It's not a gold bar.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't change your genetics.
No.
My fucking I had a journeyman who would always tell me on foreman, he'd always talk shit about our conduit work whenever it was bad. He would say, "Oh, it's like putting fucking lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig."
My friend said that too, but
it's the same fucking shit. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, a lot of caked up pigs out there, you know. A lot of bars, gold-plated lead bars.
Especially these women. These women are getting ridiculous out of hands with their fucking BBLs and their lip. Oh my God.
And I think that shit looks fucking ridiculous too.
Dude, it's
fucking
disgusting, man.
It's fucking gross, repulsive.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like
Nothing beats a natural look.
They're trying to look like trannies, you know. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, trannies and women with plastic surgery do look a lot alike.
they totally do.
They do. Look at the Kardashians. They look
Oh my
like fucking trannies. They straight up.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
one of
look
them
at
is.
this lady. Like she could pull off she could be a tranny. I would believe it. It would take me a while to figure out whether that's a man or a woman.
Oh wait, I think I remember this girl. Wasn't she the one who moved to New York and like she spent like all this money on plastic surgery to make herself look like a leopard or a panther lion or some shit like that? I think that's who it is. But oh my, she just looks, oh my goodness, just insane. And yeah, I mean, even if you look, it's so dumb. Like a lot of them before plastic surgery, they looked really good. Like they looked, you know, like attractive people. I mean, just for example, what's her name? Oh gosh. Yeah, Kim. I don't even care. This is not what I care about this people. But yeah, Kim K. She look at her before and after plastic surgery. She looked, you know, she looked like a New York 8, I'd say. You know, she looks pretty good, and of course, that's not enough for these people. It never is.
Yeah, but like, look at this girl here. Like
Yeah,
on
Kylie.
the left, to me, she looks cute. Like she looks like a chick that you could date, that you would marry. And then on the right, she's like trying so hard to be hot.
Yeah, that's a 4 or 5 a.m.er on the right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like a lot of women don't understand, especially in like LA or Vegas. They don't understand. In order to still be attractive, like post 30, you have to switch from being the hot chick to being like the wholesome mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you want to still be like respected by society, that's what you have to transition to that.
Right.
But for some reason, they want to be like the young hot chick forever, and they just end up looking like this.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, there's because I think a lot of women these days, especially younger women, like around Kylie's age and whatnot, they live for the moment. You know, they're in like that hot girl summer phase, and like to them, like that's gonna be their life forever, right? But you know, it's a phase. Like even for us guys, like eventually we settle down or we focus like on our goals, or you know, we don't make as much noise as before, you know, as we get older. And it's like, you know, you settle down, like shit changes, so you don't always want to, you know, tear up downtown every weekend, or you know, holler at people or have people holler at you all the time. So
holler at them hoes.
Yeah. But you have to own the way you look. like if you have flaws or regardless of it, like if I was short and had like a beer belly, I would own that shit. I would be like
Yeah.
showing off my beer belly to people.
Wait, how tall are you, LFA?
6 foot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of.
I'm in the
I
beer
thought as
belly
much.
gang. I let the Modelo's just fucking hang and bang, son.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
No beer for me anymore. I haven't drank in years. I don't. Yeah, no, I don't do that no more. But yeah, I mean, no, it's yeah. There's definitely like as you age, like that's non-negotiable. Like you're gonna age and you're gonna get older. You're gonna lose your looks as time goes on and get some white hairs.
Yeah,
I
mean,
got
maybe.
gray hairs like a motherfucker, and I'm only 36. Look like a Queensland healer running around in this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Dude, I don't have gray hairs. I have like certain like full-on white strands that like appear once in a while, and I'm only 28. So
Yeah, my sideburns are fucking just screaming that this motherfucker's in his mid 30s and probably has shit hair genetics. Granted, I'm not balding, but son of a bitch, is there not some grays? But I don't really give a fuck. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, you could get in a car accident any given day and be like fucking paralyzed. Who the fuck cares about like fucking looks?
Like, I think I had my work party, Christmas work party yesterday. Like, I didn't fucking remotely cut my fucking hair or shave my beard for like 7 months. Just let it go on a straight heater, fuck everybody. And I really don't give a shit. Like, that's such a minuscule fucking thing to concern yourself. Like, I mean, take a fucking bath, but for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a bath, brush your teeth at the very fucking least.
Yeah,
that
and
ain't asking much.
when I'm like when I'm like having a day where I'm like rough and rugged and I don't really care what the fuck I look like, I kind of carry this attitude of not giving. It's like this I don't give a fuck attitude, and I do better with women anyways. Like if I was dressed up in like a fucking suit or something, I would be like, acting
all self-conscious, right?
Yeah.
Same, dude.
Yeah.
That
It's
happens
like
to
shit.
me
Is my
too.
shit straight? Like, is everything perfect?
Yeah. For me,
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
think
when
there's-
my hair gets all like, fuzz tussled up and like, as long as it's not like a bird's nest, but if it's like a little kind of like protruding out or whatever, then it's like, yeah, I don't know. You kind of walk, because I mean, girls like they're gravitated to like the kind of guy that just doesn't really give a fuck, but isn't like, shameless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I all of my fucking like relationships that I have had has been women that like I've met or fucking shot my shot at where I was in like full bum life mode. Like they at work they'll joke around and they call me fucking homeless and shit. Like when I don't shave or cut my hair, right? Because it's just that fucking absurd. But it's like any of my long lasting relationships have always been when I've met them just like that.
Yeah. You got that big Lebowski swagger.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that shit in so long. That's a classic. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, all these guys like these Looks Max channels. I don't want to beef with other YouTubers right now, but all these guys that focus on like all this Looks Maxing and shit. To me, it's so fucking ridiculous. It's like, they're teaching guys to like put shit in their eyebrows to make it look fuller and thicker and like, all these different
like
skin routines and
shit a
shit. And I'm like,
fucking woman does. Like what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah. I'm like, if you're at the point where that's what you're doing to try to get girls, you're fucked.
Yeah, people
straight
like
up.
that they can't get help. That's already too far down the line where you're just overlooking. You're
Right.
trying to major in the fucking minors when there's so
Yeah.
much shit you're overlooking.
Yeah.
That it's crazy to me. And I don't understand how men get to that point where like that's what the fuck they're thinking about. Like, well, this is why I can't get women because my eyebrows aren't full enough. Like, no, there's
Yeah.
a whole host of shit that matters, and you're worried like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a couple of the videos that popped up. I mean, I don't even know who these YouTubers are that you're talking about, LFA. But yeah, I mean, they talk about like some of the most irrelevant shit when it comes to this whole looks maxing trend. Like, I think one of them said where they take like the skin of the eggs and like put them like below their brows to get rid of the bags. It's like, motherfucker, just get some good sleep. Just like, wear a hat or like just do these basic things. Like, it's like you said, if you're doing this kind of stuff to attract women or to get women, you're just, yeah, you're kind of fucked, you know. You might
Yeah,
as well just,
well, women use beauty to attract men.
yeah,
Men should just be men.
right, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
when you're reducing yourself to like looks and, you know, just this effeminate shit.
hmm
I mean, you're fucked if you're on that level, because another guy, okay, so basically what you're trying to do is you want to look attractive. So you basically want to look alpha. But looking
Right.
alpha does absolutely nothing. What are you going to do when some other dude really is alpha?
yeah, and they take your girl right in front of you, or the girl you were talking
Yeah.
to. You know?
Yeah.
And I've been on both sides of that fence, you know.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
It's definitely interesting. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around.
Well, I in their like to give them some credit, I guess most of them are younger guys, so they're from like the selfie generation.
Yeah,
like the narcissistic social media generation.
TikTokers, the TikTok generation.
Yeah. So like the way your face looks is really important to them, but they don't realize that in person women don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be more worried about your wallet. First off,
yeah,
give a fuck about how my eyebrows look. Like, do I got some fucking money, or am I just a broke motherfucker? Like, but that's shit. You know, you can't just put a fucking grab a pencil and draw your eyebrows, and you can't just draw more money in your fucking wallet, because that takes work, and people don't want to do fucking work, and then but they want to sit and fucking cry about shit that they can't change when there's plenty of avenues of shit they could change.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
again,
And like
it takes
everyone,
work.
I think everyone, like men and women, have that one thing about them that just makes them attractive and sets them apart. You know, like uniqueness. Like everyone's like unique in their own way. And in terms of appearance, like as well, like everyone has like that one thing. It could be like their hair, like maybe their eyes or nose or something. You get what I mean? But I think, for example, like a guy who might have like, let's say like a scar in his face that's like really noticeable. That whereas like another dude who, you know, tries this whole looks maxing BS, like the guy who has like that facial like deformity or scar or whatever, and who's more confident about it and owns it, is gonna get better results than the guy who's much more self-conscious, you know, insecure, and wants to make sure like the skin tone on like every little like flake on his face is fine. Like, yeah, you know, like that's just what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I will say though, like when it comes to social media, I mean, even here on YouTube, there's so many content creators like this. I just pulled some up, like teaching men's fashion, Alpha M, or like How to Beast. You know, these channels where you have these guys that don't really give you any information. Like they're supposed to be like men's self-improvement channels, but when you watch it, it's like, is this for little kids, or like, is this for like 12-year-olds? Because like grown men aren't going to find that advice applicable, but because they're really good looking dudes, they get millions of views.
It's gotta be like young men funneling into shit like that, right? Like, I mean, I'm not fucking old, I'm not young, but it's like I pretty much just live in fucking a long sleeve, my work boots and my pants, and then if I'm outside of work, like I'm in fucking gym shorts and Nike dry fit shirts, like staying fucking cool, chilling. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, the fanciest stuff I wear is like jeans with some, you know, nice, like I guess nice sneakers, dress shirt, and a tank top like under the dress shirt, and like, you know, I'll have it like open. Like that's like as nice as I'll go, unless like it's a formal event and I have to put on a suit, and I have three different suits that I can wear.
But so you weren't coloring in your eyebrows?
No, never colored in my eyebrows. So, well, actually, no, I did once, but that was for Halloween when I, you know,
look at this though. Alpha M has 6.82 million subscribers, and by the way, his people reached out to me to try to get me to help sell his product, and I said if he comes on my channel and does a collab with me, I'll sell it. But he never reached back out, so
just
I'm not selling it.
The 10 men's jewelry wearing do's and don'ts.
Yeah. No, yeah. Who are
I just see that fucking screenshot, and I'm like, why the fuck would I ever click on that? Like, you gotta be a weird motherfucker.
He has almost 7 million subscribers. That's ridiculous. 10 men's jewelry wearing do's or don'ts. I look at these
Rules all should follow.
3
All men.
ways Vaseline can make you more attractive. 3 shower hacks to get ready faster. 3 tricks to look taller. The truth about penis size. 1 hack for a more attractive face.
My goodness, these guys are
How
more
to-
insecure than women.
Yeah, how to properly dress your age. I filed bankruptcy. That's probably a good one right there, honestly.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean,
Yeah,
because he didn't file it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the best part. You
3
got
parts.
multiple million subs, but you had
Yeah.
bankrupt.
I don't LFA.
3
Maybe you shouldn't sell this product now if he's filing for bankruptcy.
3 parts that a man should always shave. Like what? Who needs some dude on YouTube to tell them what you should or should not shave on your body?
That's just the fact that he has the amount of subs he has though just shows the state that we're
Dude, it's
currently
what it is,
in,
honestly,
and it's fucked.
It's just they're capitalizing on insecurity. There's a lot of men and women out there, but an increasing number of men who are just insecure about every fucking thing under the sun about them, you know? And,
Why do you
and
think
like I said,
they're
it's never going to
insecure
be
though?
enough.
What
Well, I mean,
makes them
because they hear
insecure?
stuff like this. They hear stuff like, oh, like you have to be. I mean, they hear stuff like, you know, there's 10 different ways to wear your jewelry and 3 ways that Vaseline is going to make you look, it's going to make you pull, or some other nonsense.
Number
like that.
1 thrusting technique. God damn it.
Like, I mean, for Julie, like, what the hell? Just wear a watch and a chain and or maybe some rings and shut your mouth. Like,
Yeah,
what's so
it's-
difficult about that?
I don't know.
I'm an
And
I'm an
this-
average looking guy that tried looks maxing for 30-day update. 1 million views. 1 million views in 3 months.
Yeah, guitar can too. They're all young, impressionable males. Yes, yes. I mean, just think about like, you know, the age or just the audience that it is. I mean, they're people that, you know, they
How
they
are
don't
young
have
men
this confidence.
there? How did young men like end up in that situation where it's this guy gets so many views? Like what do you guys think's like the actual root cause of this shit?
Well, I
Like,
mean,
'cause
I don't know how old you are. I'm guessing you're a bit older, maybe like
36.
Okay, 36. Yeah, yeah. So I'm 28. So I think I'm the youngest one in the call right now. But yeah, I mean, even me, like I'm not as young as, you know, these trends that these markets that these trends are appealing to. But I think with them, they're not you know, it's like the whole participation trophy type thing. And these kids are not taught consequences, or we're not taught consequences as like severely as us. And you know, they thought that it's like a hive mind, you know, it's like there's like social contagion in hive minds. Like I think in previous generations, like our generations or whatever, like because we're millennials, you know, like we kind of valued going against the grain, being more unique, like kind of doing shit that made us stand out. Like that was the norm. But I think like as I started getting older, like towards like the end of like my high school years, I kind of saw everyone was more or less doing the same thing. And, you know, that's what I would say it is. I mean, you guys probably have better insight, or, you know, other people might have more insight, but yeah.
No, I think I agree because, like, you know, when I was like in high school, I graduated in 06, so I went in at 2002.
Okay.
But there was more of a sense of kind of being your own person, and everyone was like cool with that. Like you said, it was more about being like self-expressive and being you. Where now I think more it almost seems like it operates on more of a like conformity aspect
Hive
to the
mind.
people
A hive mind.
around their age group, right? Where it's like, oh, like if you go against this, like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get likes on my gram post.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah, or they see like, you know, the feminization of men, and you know the effects of like cancel culture. Like, oh, I cannot say this. Like, if I say this, if I truly speak my mind, you know, I'm gonna lose the approval of the masses. I'm gonna lose approval of my friends. And I mean, of course, I think to some extent, like that is kind of necessary. Like, there are some things where it's like, yeah, sure, you can say them, but perhaps you shouldn't. But the fear of ostracization is so prevalent in today's younger, you know, audience, or not audience, just younger people, that it really holds them back from saying or doing the things that they really want to do. Like, I mean, I've had plenty of conversations with people. Like, let's say, for example, like music, like with rap. Like some people are like, oh yeah, I just listen to it because like all my homies do, and it's just what's at the club, whatever. But like I don't really care. I don't want to say anything bad about it because dudes would probably look at me weird. Something like that. I mean, there's other examples, but yeah, I think just what I said before, fear of ostracization is what really holds people back.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. The lingo that the younger kids have is just so bizarre. Like, I think everybody, like the music that you listen to, you'll identify it with your generation,
right?
And everything that the younger kids are doing or watching or listening to or saying is like, I know each generation looks at the last generation and they're like, and we were talking about this earlier, but like you kind of view them as stupid. But when you look at like the music that they listen to, like these young, like 18, 19-year-olds now and everything, they really are stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like being stupid is the cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as far as like getting canceled for going against any of that shit, I don't know, man. I'll just go ahead and say what I want.
Yeah, same. I mean, I've never been one to, I mean, especially when I was younger, I did not have a filter on me. Like I would say, and it got me in trouble a lot, but I would say like what I thought. And if you didn't like it, too bad, and not enough people do that. People aren't used to that anymore,
Do you still do it?
Yeah, but I do take into consideration like the situation I'm in.
But I think that's what I'm trying to reiterate, right? It's like you can still have your thoughts that where you were younger, you're just gonna come out fucking guns ablaze and fuck motherfuckers, right?
Right.
But as you get older, you kind of start learning. It's like I can still iterate that point to another individual that could find it quote unquote offensive if I word it properly, but still get my point across with my own individual thoughts. And I think that comes with age, but it also comes with practice. You're not going to get that if you're not in social environments like
definitely
regularly, where you take a couple L's, like where you drop a joke and that shit just hits fucking crickets because everyone's offended. Like then on the next one you're like, hey, I got to reel this shit back. Like
yeah,
there's lines to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, and that's something that I think, regardless of who you are, what you believe, like how you act, how you identify yourself as, like you do need to watch what you say. You do need to watch what you say because there's consequences for that. I mean, there's consequences in general, and I think a lot of people just don't have forgotten that.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to end this one pretty soon.
That's fine. That's fine.
What happened? Where'd the electrical cat go? What was his name in the chat? He was a cool cat. I like that dude. He was a solid.
Is he?
Oh, word. I don't think I've seen too much of him, but he's a cool cat. It's nice to hear. At least it was cool to have everyone that's been like in trades come on for a little bit, give a little avenue for some cats where it's like if you're feeling a little bit lost, at least you got some insight if it's something you might be open to pursuing. So I think that was productive.
Oh, for sure. Hey, for those of you who miss it, like the trades are hungry for workers, and it's a good honest way to make a living,
Yeah.
If that's something you've been considering, talk to people, use your resources, and in some places can't hire you fast enough. So yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, a lot of the people in the chat, a lot of my viewers, especially on my main channel, are like MGTOW types. Right. So they're not like pickup artists, like wimpy sissy type of guys. Like a lot of them are, tradesmen. There's a lot of self-sufficient guys out there for sure. It's not always dudes that just can't get laid.
No, yeah. And that's, I don't know, the cold, all that shit, man. Like, I just go out and have fun. If I'm out somewhere, I see an attractive woman, I'm gonna chop it up. Like,
yeah,
it's not like I gotta take an hour out of my day and I'm just gonna go with the mall and just poach some broad.
I've got to approach her at a certain angle, and I have to be in a certain place. Like, she has to see me from X amount of feet away. Like, come on.
It's like, bro, you see a girl that looks good, chop it up. If she's standing next to you, like, she probably looking at the walls or ceiling just like you were looking around, like I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Like, okay, chop it up. Like,
Yeah. Like when I see videos on YouTube and it's like 6 things you might be doing that are turning women off or something like that, I'm like, the first thing would be just don't watch that video.
Yeah.
And stop thinking about whether you're turning women off or not, because if you're thinking about it, you're probably turning them off.
Oh,
just fucking live your life. Be you.
And one piece of advice I can give, which has helped with me, is find like someone like, one of your homies that's good with women and like goes out and, constantly talks to women, whether it's at clubs or parties or at certain kind of events, and, is confident in himself and like does it like the right way, and kind of like learn from him or be around him. And there's going to be plenty of opportunities that present themselves, and eventually you'll feel confident enough to do it yourself.
If you're going, if you're hanging out with your Chad friend, he's gonna steal all the girls, though, man.
And no, not always. I mean, he might steal like a couple that you might like, but hey, there's gonna be.
You'll get the fat friend.
Oh,
no, but if you go out with your boys, like I have like 2 or 3 of my boys, right? And they're not. I ain't saying I kill it with the women or whatever, but they're not as like as solid in like social settings. You know what I mean? Or just talking to women. So I'm like, bro, like I tell them, like we go out, I'm like, hey, like what are you looking at? What do you like? And they're like, oh, like over there, like she looks good. I'm like, fuck, we going, bro. Like, let's go. We're gonna go chop it up with them. Like, I got you. Like, you kind of help lead the way for them a little bit. If their conversation gets stale, you kind of side bust and like crack a joke to keep it moving. Like, so that way
that's
learn.
what I'm saying. Yeah. And your homies that are used to doing that, or a friend of yours that's used to doing that, they can help you out, and you'll get lucky. Like, because a few years ago, like I had that issue, but one of my first friends in university that the university I'm at right now, like my first semester, like I met him, and I noticed he was good with women. I was nowhere near as good back then as I am now, and I went out with him a few times, and hey, we had our adventures together, and he helped me out, and I got lucky a couple of times while I was hanging out with him, and yeah, it was cool. And like one of I forget who it was. It was some YouTuber. I forget his name, but he said like the best way, like it's just one step, one easy thing to do to build social skills is just like when you're meeting new people, just crack a little smile and say, hey, how's it going? Like face to face, and like because that conversation can literally go anywhere, and it's it builds your like social prowess and confidence, and like that's something that I still do to this day. I mean, it works, like it's simple. It really is as simple as that.
I think the biggest things too is people with strangers, when they, even if they want to entertain a conversation, it just leads to like dead ends, and it's probably on their own self by making statements that aren't open-ended that lend themselves to the conversation continuing. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a conversation with nobody. You don't owe them shit. They don't owe you shit. Like,
have no expectations. No expectations.
And that's all you have to do. And like 90% of the other shit, you're going to figure it out just by doing that through repetitions more and more. So like, it's not, you need a fucking course, or I got to fucking color my eyebrows or my jawline. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Or put Vaseline on 3 different ways, that'll boost my attractiveness, right? Or 10 different ways to wear my jewelry. Gotta really follow those.
Yeah.
That shit made me laugh, man. That was too funny.
I used to have this friend, like he and I would go to like sports bars to watch football games and shit. And we would always like, after a few drinks, we would always be like looking for girls to talk to. But he was really social. Like if we got girls over to our table, he would almost always smash one of them, but he could never get them over to our table. So I would always have to like talk to him and get him to come over to our table. And then when we did that, he would smash one every time. Like he had like a higher smash rate than me, but
oh wow,
but he couldn't get them to the table.
Everyone got their roles, right? That's what's good about having a couple boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Good
saying,
when
dude.
you got a couple boys to go out with. Like you got some guys, they're good at, some of the guys in your group are gonna be better at shit. Someone might be more
Yeah.
the clown, then they're gonna be laughing more. Someone else,
Yeah.
like fucking LFA, like you gotta herd them in the corner, like herding some cattle in this
Oh, yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Like everyone got their place on the field.
Yeah, and women are more likely to approach groups of men as opposed to men who are on their own, because like they make a lot of like prejudgments about that, like, oh, like, why is he alone? Like, does he not know anyone here? Is he a little weird? Like, but if you're in a
There's
group,
always
it's like,
a
oh,
social
okay,
proof aspect.
yeah, exactly.
Or
And,
if
like,
you're with
a
girls
group,
too, rap.
that's true. That's true.
Yep. Adriana says stream was not boring. Yeah, it ended up being a decent one. See, when I use clickbait titles, I get clickbait viewers. But when I just put boring stream, we get the real people.
Yeah, because we gotta save that stream, man. You can't allow our homie LFA to have that boring.
I just think it
stream.
was actually a productive one, right? Like there was at least
Yeah.
like some decent talk about shit. Like I
Mhm.
get Carrie the fan, but fuck,
Hey,
I
when
like
I
I like
jumped in,
Carrie too, but goddamn, half the
Oh,
time
yeah,
I just gotta
Carrie
bounce.
is-
No hate on him, but
Yeah, me neither. But it's just like, oh my god, it's no disrespect, but sometimes sometimes I'll just leave it at that. Sometimes.
no, but it was cool. Had the trade gang in here, chopped it up a little bit.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a solid. So
Yeah, I mean, I called in like around 5 minutes after I joined, but I've seen a couple of you guys around here.
no, yeah.
So yeah, and now I'm like a semi-regular on here, So yeah. But it's cool. I do like these streams. I like staying in the loop or just chopping it up. It doesn't always have to be all serious or oh, how do I do this, or oh, I'm I need like advice. Like it doesn't always have to be that every single time. But of course, like if that's the case, then LFA's got us. You got us, man.
The dating advice shit's cool too. You know.
Oh
what I mean?
yeah,
I
for
have-
sure. No.
I ain't got no problems with cats that are.
Everyone
calling
needs
in
a
about
little.
that, you know what I mean?
Everyone needs a wise mind. Everyone needs a reference once in a while.
Well, dating advice is entertaining because like everybody can relate to it.
Yeah, and like everyone has yeah, everyone can relate to it, and like the situations sometimes are just like wild. That they're in. For like what they're asking advice on, and it can get pretty entertaining. And I think it also says a lot about a person how their dating life is, or like just the intimate relationships they choose. It says a lot about someone.
Yeah,
both men and women.
I agree. What does an incel say about himself?
I think it'll be either an overly inflated opinion of himself or the opposite, like overly pessimistic. They'll either like exalt themselves or bash on themselves more than I guess someone else would.
A lot of them do have this mindset of like women owe me sex.
Yeah.
Women don't give them sex, and they're like, I'm an incel. I'm involuntarily celibate because women owe me sex, but they're not willing to pay up.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's just they think that women owe them something. I think they think that the world owes them something because they weren't, popular in high school, or they weren't, in the in crowd, or they didn't know how to, build a reputation or a name for themselves. And they think like, oh, so because I didn't know how to do this, like everyone counted me out, and fuck them for doing that. So, they owe me because they had no right to do this, that, and the other. But no, I mean,
I don't know. How do you end up
those people
there,
are
though?
I don't know. I mean, those people can be pretty dangerous, and it could literally be like all walks of life. Like there was the most famous case, and when this basically the Pandora's box, a can of worms opened on it, was Elliot Rogers, and I'm sure some of you know who he is or was rather.
Yeah, there's been a few since him. I don't know all the names. There's been like 3 or 4 of them that have done the same type
High
shit.
profile ones, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, those guys are obviously crazy. Like I don't even relate them to like any like black pill or incel type shit, because you can't control that. That would be like if somebody that claims to be red pilled goes out and like, does some like terrorism or something.
Right.
Like the group doesn't claim that guy.
No,
they're obviously nuts.
I don't understand how a man, or how you were led in your life or whatever, to somehow just expect that like you get what the fuck you deserve. Like, how is that a strange concept? Like, nothing's handed to you as a man. Like, or I would even venture to say women too. Some women, okay, maybe your fat goes a little bit better to your titties and your hips, but like you still got to get out and get yours in your own way, like male or female. I'd say maybe for males it could be slightly more depending on how you look at it, but at the end of the day, if you're a human being, like, no one owes you shit.
No,
period.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
A lot of people really don't think that. There's people that say like, "Oh, I deserve this. I deserve that." I mean, the only thing you deserve is the opportunity to live a healthy, productive life. That's it.
and that leads to like, I think the most unattractive trait that a human being can have, and that's like being bitter. Like if you're bitter, like a man's not supposed to be bitter. You're supposed to, that's like a low testosterone trait. A man's supposed to be like cocky and confident. And if a woman doesn't want to fuck him, he's supposed to be like, whatever, dyke, I'll find another bitch. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's exactly what I do. And it works
Yeah.
out for me, like it's, I mean, it sucks, of course, like, it's not ideal. Maybe you wasted a drink. Maybe you, paid more attention to maybe, you wasted a night, you working up game on this one girl, and, she wasn't down, but life fucking goes on like that. I think that's,
was it a waste? It was still fun. So was
Yeah.
a waste.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just that most people need to learn is that life goes on. Like, people come and go, things changes, everything changes constant, and it always will be. And, life either goes on with or without you. And that's just something that, incels particularly cannot accept. And people who are not incels, like other people, a lot of people cannot understand nor accept.
Yeah. I don't like scan a room though and think these women should like me, or like the women should want to have sex with me. I kind of just like live my life, and sometimes things happen, but I don't like, I don't gauge my success, or I don't gauge interactions by how attracted people are to me or how much sex I get. Like that's not how I like measure social situations. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're old and you're reaching like towards the end of your life, like not necessarily like on your deathbed, but let's say like you're in your 60s or 70s, like you're not going to look back at like all the pussy you pulled or like all the crazy parties you went to.
Wait,
you're going to look back at like, hey, I did that competition. Like, let's say like, I was a boxer, like, damn, I have a good record, or, I moved out of the hood and into a nice neighborhood, and now my kids are secure.
I don't think you're going to look back at any of that. The only thing you're going to look at is, did you set yourself up for retirement?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a house? Do you have money in the bank? Because hooking up with 100 hot chicks or winning trophies, or, I made it to the NFL and I played college football. Like none of that stuff's going to matter if you're broke.
True.
Or if you have like a big family that will take care of you. One of those two.
Yeah. And the thing is, you don't even have to be filthy fucking rich. Just fucking make sure you got yourself lined up where you're going to be all right. Like, that's it. I'm not saying you're going to be killing the game and rich as shit, but, shoot for a decent quality of life, and as you get older, plan for that. Like, fuck. But most people, they can't even plan for fucking next week. So, what are
True.
you gonna do?
True. All right, I think I'm gonna have to end this one.
All right, nice talking with you guys. You guys have a great night.
Yep. Sorry, I know you're on the West Coast, so it's only 7, but
No, all good. Gotta do what you gotta do. I got work tomorrow too. So, all right, I'll holler at y'all later. You guys have a good night.
all right, you too. All right, I'm gonna pull you off, Icicle. All right, y'all. We will be live again, I think, on Tuesday. Maybe we'll go live on Tuesday, same time, same place. And definitely on Thursday. But yeah, we're going to have to end this one. So shout out to the chat and everybody that stuck around this long. I know Beautiful Life. I know Raging Tomato was here. I know Adriana Flowers has been here the whole time. I know Christina DK, Sophie, TN, my son, TN. Yeah, see ya, son. Jeff Thornburg, Dylan Islander, Stephen Gilbert in the house, Roel, Andrew, Kraken Lacken, Z's guitar account, Wolf's, and much more. But all right, guys, I will see you guys on Tuesday. I might make a video or something like in the next couple of days. Who knows? But we'll be live again on this channel on Tuesday. And I will see you guys then. Hope this video was somewhat informative. That's about it for tonight, guys. Until next time, see ya.